Doesn't feel a lot like Iraq. Weapons of mass destruction.
Probably need congressional approval for this in the U.S., right? It's an act of war.
Yeah.
How do you not know the +1 at a wedding?
100% they knew.
Like, you're the Clintons.
There's no
You
way.
think you don't know the fucking guest list?
You don't know who's coming to your house?
Yeah.
You don't know
It's
a former president.
part.
Yeah.
Who is this +1? Say his name.
Yeah, say his name. Oh, was his name Jeffrey?
There's going the selective memory approach. I didn't see shit. I don't know shit. They're all
Well, he doesn't
allegations.
have that much credibility to begin with.
No, and when's the last time anyone heard this guy talk?
That's the last time I heard him talk.
Right?
I did not have sexual relations with that woman. He's just doing what 50 does. You're playing with fire there, man. That guy's like the meme king right now.
Yeah.
Like Cade or Jaylen Brown are going to become MVPs by default.
Do you guys see Jim Carrey?
Oh,
Yeah.
his face?
What was going on with that?
I think he just got Botox.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Or like maybe it's like a
People are
facelift
blowing it
or
way out of
something. Yeah.
proportion.
I saw he was trending or some shit, and I'm like, what is it, right? And then I was like, oh, maybe it's his birthday. Then I saw his face, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, shit.
Did you see Just Rain?
No.
Oh, he was doing some
What did
weird
he
shit
post?
with his face.
His
Yeah.
lips or something? And then he posted even like, do I look better or Jim Carrey?
Oh, wow.
Well,
I think it's related to
maybe
his
he's
show.
just
It is
playing
related
it
to a
up.
show, but
Yeah.
it's scary.
he's probably just playing it up. But yeah, I mean, the plastic surgery thing is gonna be this obsession. I feel like that, especially people in the media space or in the movie actor space, that they have. Like, you see them, like what's happening to their faces as they age and shit.
Yeah.
Like if you're 70. At what point are you like, no, I'm trying to look like I'm 50. I'm trying to look like I'm
like
40.
Chris Jenner.
Kris Jenner. Yeah, that's the first thing that came to my head.
Yeah.
She's
Yo,
70.
she's
She
70.
looks like she's like 50.
Yeah, but you know the upkeep, like to me, the mentally draining part, and like you have to be somewhat of a narcissist or conceited a lot, right? To be like, no, I need to look great, right? Like outside of what's physically possible, you're putting on like a mask, kind of, right? And like that chase.
Funny because he's the mask.
Jim Carrey.
But yeah, let's talk about some serious stuff. Iran. This shit got pretty wild. You guys
Fast,
see?
right?
Yeah, fast,
Yeah.
quickly.
Yeah.
So the U.S. and Israel, they attack Iran, right? They take out the supreme leader. It feels kind of weird calling him the supreme.
Why is that his name?
I don't. That's just what they go by. You know, that's just what they go by. I'm sure all leaders would be called supreme
It
leaders.
sounds like something from Star Trek.
Right? Or like Darth Vader or some shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Star Wars. Yeah.
But yeah, they bombed his residence as part of their opening wave of attacks, right? Trump posted on True Social, basically claiming he's dead.
Yeah.
And then you see a bunch of people claiming on X that like, no, he's still alive,
Yeah.
right? But there's no proof of it. So, you know, pretty much he's dead. Then you see like random shit just flying on X, right? Where they're like, oh, Bibi's dead too, right? And
Oh, no way.
I doubt that he's dead.
Yeah.
Right? Like people just start spitting
No, he's
shit
still
out.
tweeting and stuff.
He's fine,
Yeah.
right? Like, and then I'm sure you guys have seen all the videos of Qatar and like the I think it's
Doha, right?
the
Yeah.
military base gets hit, and then Dubai was the big one.
I saw another video today about Dubai saying that nothing's happening, like in Dubai.
Yeah, so there's like conflicting
weird.
reports, kind of like
Yeah.
people are saying. So all that's happening is that the UAE, like I guess their missile defense system, along with the US and Israel and all that, like they're kind of like working around this shit.
Yeah.
But like I think there was like a drone flying by the Burj Khalifa. That was the one that everyone was like, "Oh my god, it's gonna hit it" or
okay.
whatever.
Yeah.
But they take it out. There's a bunch of videos saying that it hit it,
Yeah.
but apparently they take it out.
Yeah.
And I think the big one was that the fire that happened in the Palm.
Oh, okay.
Right, that's like you guys know Dubai, right? Like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
area that's shaped like a palm tree or whatever.
Right.
the hell. I think that was from shrapnel.
Oh, so
But, like
it was
they
unrelated?
shot, yeah, they like they
Oh, okay.
shot a
Yeah.
missile out of the sky. The shrapnel landed, right? But people made it seem like as if a missile
Got hit. Okay.
hit it, right?
Yeah.
Which would be dangerous because
Yeah.
like only one road goes into that place.
Right.
I've seen videos of it. I've never been to Dubai, but
Yeah.
like one
Yeah.
road
Yeah.
road goes into the place. So like imagine if you were to it'd be pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I think even outside of that, then you see, like you're saying, like a bunch of people saying that, you know, it's overblown,
Yeah.
right? Like it's not really a thing. Then you see the airport. Didn't the airport get shut down in UAE somewhere?
I
I
think
think so.
Right?
Yeah, yeah.
I think a lot of flights too. They're grounded right now.
That's a big thing. A lot of these flights got canceled because of airspace, right? And then
How did it escalate so quickly? They went from what talking? They're just talking about like they want them to get rid of their uranium, right?
that's what they claim.
Yeah,
That's what they claim.
and they the other day they were saying they're close to a resolution. Then, boom. Well, they were readying their ships.
Yeah,
and stuff.
they've been readying it, man. The last like few weeks, all you've been seeing was that,
Yeah.
right? Like they're just. I mean, the first time they used the B-2 bombers and they hit those uranium facilities, or they're saying the nuclear sites or whatever. I think from that, everyone was like, "Oh my God, this is gonna be catastrophic. There's gonna be retaliation." Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Since then, these guys are like, "That's it."
Yeah.
Right? And that's what I feel like. So they were like, all right, they're not gonna do shit, right? So then now, if you're gonna go do this, like, I don't know. There's in Canada, you saw I think Mark Carney and Canadian government put out a statement there. I think he even said it while he was in India
He
somewhere.
did,
I saw a video of it. I think I even read a formal statement that Canada put out, basically saying that they're fine with what the U.S. did.
They were saying they support it, but they won't get involved militarily.
There's some parades going on too, right? Like people are really in support of it.
in Toronto, because that's what it is. A lot of people weren't happy with the regime.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're kind of celebrating it because reportedly they got the supreme leader. Khomeini.
Yeah, the Ayatollah Khomeini. Yeah. I think we've seen it in Toronto specifically. There's been like those hundreds of thousands of people that have been protesting over the last few weeks or so. Like we've all seen those videos, right?
Yeah.
So clearly there's people that want this to happen, right? I think majority of people aren't in favor of that regime, right?
Yeah.
That's like pretty obvious.
Yeah.
And from what I know, Iranians are kind of like a little bit split in the sense that there are some of them that are Muslim, right? And there are some of them are Islamic or whatever, right? And there are some of them that are Christian,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
So there's like this imperialism versus there's, Islamic regime thing going on, right? But majority of them are celebrating. Like you see it pretty much everywhere, right? Like I've seen so many videos of all these people celebrating and then a bunch of these other talking heads that are just like, oh no, this is wrong. And people saying, you don't know what the hell you're talking about, right? Like you don't live there. You have no clue. What do you mean this is wrong, right? But there is another side to it, right?
Yeah.
Like the U.S. is kind of just doing whatever the they want right now.
Yeah.
Feels familiar, right?
Yeah.
Like, doesn't feel a lot like Iraq? Weapons of mass destruction.
Well, I guess kind of. I think the argument there would be that time the whole, I think the Trump administration is pushing this air and sea thing, right? Like there is no boots on the ground. That's what they're kind of saying, right?
So it'll be a safer war, right?
According to them. But if it was to go to boots, and that's them kind of counting on, I think, that the population there kind of, assists in overthrowing the government.
Yeah.
Right. And that's why I think you see them saying that, he's not dead, because they're like, they want to keep that fear that he's not dead.
Yeah.
But if they don't, right, and then Israel has to go in, and then the U.S. has to go in, then you have like a whole other situation.
That's the
going on,
whole
right?
other thing. They're saying Israel is really behind this, but people have been saying that forever.
I thought it was a joint effort. No, it's not, like it's just alleged.
It is. It's a joint effort.
Yeah.
But people are saying that it's entirely BB is controlling U.S.
Well,
right?
that's always
the
been
narrative.
that. That's always been that narrative, right? I think like the other side of it, from the U.S. side, there is the whole thing where, Trump goes and he goes and picks up Maduro, right, in January, right, and then you see him. What did he recently do? El Mencho, the cartel
Did you see
leader.
that chart people are making, like of the months.
Yeah, January, February.
Yeah, they're
Every
just
month?
having pictures of these people, and now they just added this guy to it.
Yeah. Well, this guy's still technically February, right? But they're kind of like a little bit meddling in all of these things. Plus the thing that's going on with Cuba, blocking them from
I even
oil.
saw Pakistan declared war on Afghanistan yesterday or today. I don't know if it's got to do with it, but they declared war like somewhere at the border there. And they're just mad because like it's Ramadan and stuff. And
I think they have like their tensions there all the time.
Yeah.
The countries that kind of like condemn this were just obviously China, Russia, and Pakistan. Those were like mainly the three.
Yeah.
Right. Nobody said that they're offering any military aid or anything like that.
Right.
Right. But the threat of escalation is going to be here, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's a couple of things I feel
That's
like
the biggest threat for sure.
yeah, if China or Russia was to get involved, and then yeah, it's a big problem, right? But also, I don't know, I don't see that happening because I've seen Putin kind of just
Sit
yeah,
back, yeah.
right. So I don't know, and China's just kind of playing like this in the middle kind of shit where they're offering some technology and like they're like, we condemn this, we don't think this should happen, but they're not really gonna do shit, right? And then there's that threat of a dirty bomb, them dropping it somewhere in Dubai or some shit like that. Like you don't know if they have uranium sitting anywhere because the U.S. is claiming that it took out 60-90% of it, but in reality, who knows if they actually have some shit or not, right?
Yeah.
Even them saying that the guy's not dead. Apparently, there was a bunker that went from his residence underground to like a Moscow embassy. That's what people are claiming.
Yeah.
I don't know if that shit is true or what's going on. There's also conflicting reports saying that he was burned and like you wouldn't be able to recognize.
They were also saying that he's gonna come out and speak. I haven't heard anything yet.
Well, they always do this shit, right? Like even when if you guys remember when the B2s smashed their nuclear sites, they were just like, oh, they didn't get all of it.
Yeah.
Right. Like that's just what they're gonna do.
Well,
if it's propaganda or not. And the other side of it is also technically you probably need congressional approval for this in the US, right? It's an act of war.
Yeah.
Right? You're not
100%.
just taking out nuclear sites, right? Like you're kind of declaring war on a country.
And there's
right?
some real concerns too. Like Republicans were coming out, Democrats were saying first of all, the legitimacy behind it.
Yeah.
They didn't get congressional approval.
Yeah.
Secondly, they're concerned about how much they actually have left in materials because they've given away so much of it to Ukraine. The Houthis bombing them.
Yeah.
Like you said, there's a different person every month. Somebody's attacking, right? They're using a lot of their arms that they have.
Yeah, imagine if you were actually, if there wasn't this mutually assured destruction fear, if that didn't exist and nukes weren't a thing, you think China and Russia wouldn't have taken this opportunity right now?
For sure.
If they've depleted some of their missiles and like everything that they're sending over and their resources and stuff.
Yeah.
And I feel like the other thing that people aren't talking about is the Strait of Hormuz. Right, if that thing's 21 miles long, right? Most of Europe's and Asia's markets get oil through there.
Yeah,
right. If they shut that shit down for 72 hours, that's all they need. 72 hours.
Yeah,
it would effectively create a global financial crisis. Right, and Iran likes to throw like these. I think there's like sea mines and shit out there to try to stop these ships, and they have like these side boats. It's like stupid tactics, and the U.S. Navy is out there. I think the Fifth Fleet. And they're trying to, negate that situation. But if they weren't able to, it's the worst case scenario. But if that shit even closes down for 72 hours, I think from what I was reading, it would up the price of gas in the US by $1 a gallon.
Oh my God.
In 3 days.
Yeah.
Right. And then you can imagine what kind of inverse effect it would have on the auto sector,
the markets,
on the stock market, on everything. Right, it would just.
That's a real concern. Anytime there's anything going on in the Middle East, right? It's very sensitive to the oil industry,
which I feel like you would see, right? As soon as the money is gonna hit, like all the military power is gonna be right there. They're like, no, you can't. We can't let you do this.
Yeah,
like no more games, right? That's what they'll do. But yeah, there's a lot going on there, man. I think like for being a Canadian and just seeing how many Iranians are celebrating this, right? You could see that it means a lot to them, right? They're under an oppressive regime and stuff. Obviously, Israel's going to play its politics. The U.S. is playing its politics, whatever, works to their advantage and stuff, right? But there's still people in this that have been rooting for this for a long time, right? There's also, like you saw the blackouts and stuff. We don't even know how many people, what they've been going through over there. Who knows?
Yeah, but aren't there a lot of like innocent casualties as well because of these airstrikes? Like I saw this video that this girl's school got bombed in Iran.
Right.
It was like 100 girls died.
Right.
It was because of the strikes, right?
It was because of the strike. Yeah. Where was that? I think that was... I'm not exactly sure, but I remember seeing that as well. I think there was like a girls' school, like you're saying. There's 100 people in there that died, maybe.
Yeah. That's the craziest part about it. This is all secondary to people losing their lives, innocent people, right? The stock market and whatever. It doesn't matter, military, industrial complex. That's all money. It sucks, but that is gonna happen when there's war going on. Period. Right?
It's casualties of war, but like you see what has happened here since Trump has come into power. It is that whole Hezbollah, Houthis, Hamas, weakening them, Iran, right? Like that's also
elementary school.
It was an elementary school,
yeah,
and all girls. Where?
In Manab, southern Iran.
Oh, in southern Iran. I mean, that's a.
Like, why? Why did they do that?
It's probably, you can't always plan your attack directly where you want it.
Yeah, so that's scary. Why wouldn't everyone condemn that? Like, it could possibly hit innocent people.
That's not the goal. That happens every time there's war, right? You're attacking a city. You can't, you don't know who's going for a walk or who's around. Like, you can't target that specifically.
I mean, you've been watching Russia and Ukraine. You've been watching what's been going on in Gaza. It's like we're kind of numb to this. You know what I mean? Like, it's sad, like what you're saying, with the sensationalizing the entire way that people just die, lose their lives and shit like that. But at the same time, like, we don't know how many people have been dying. We're not experts on like what's been going on in Iran, and nobody is really. There's just a bunch of people.
They don't even let that much media get out, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's not just the media. The talking heads you'll see that talk about this shit, they clearly have a political agenda. And like, if you're on the left, you're gonna push the congressional approval narrative and stuff, and anything that can defend it from that side, right? If you're on the right, you're gonna be like, "Hey, listen, man, there's an oppressive regime. There's hundreds of thousands of people that have been wanting this. They're celebrating the streets, right?" So you see both sides of what the hell they're doing there, right?
Yeah, and both things can be true.
Yeah. But let's move on to something, I guess, a little less serious. Bill Clinton.
Him and Hilary, right?
Yeah. So they were both deposed?
Yeah, both of them had to testify in front of the House Oversight Committee about their connections to Jeffrey Epstein.
Which is serious.
It is serious. It is serious. I just watch.
The reactions were
I've seen
crazy.
this, and I was just like, okay.
So both of them, they were in front of the committee and they were sworn under oath.
Yeah.
And according to them, they wanted it to be public. According to Hilary specifically, she wanted it to be public. But the House committee didn't want it to be public.
Yeah.
So it was behind closed doors. But we have video of them recounting what happened. Yeah. And we have one of Bill first.
Though my brief acquaintance with Epstein ended years before his crimes came to light, and though I never witnessed during our limited interactions any indication with what was truly going on, I offered the little I do know in the hopes that it would help prevent anything like this from ever happening again. I also have to say something personal. Republicans made Hilary testify yesterday, and she had nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein, nothing. She has no memory of ever even meeting him. She neither traveled with him nor visited any of his properties. So whether 10 people or 10,000 people were subpoenaed, including her, was simply not right. So here's what I told the committee. First, I had no idea of the crimes Epstein was committing. No matter how many photos they show of me, I have two things that at the end of the day matter far more than any interpretation of 20-year-old photos. I know what I saw, and more importantly, what I didn't see. And I know what I did, and more importantly, what I didn't do. I saw nothing and I did nothing wrong. As someone who grew up in a home with domestic violence, not only would I not have flown on his plane if I had any inkling of what he was doing, I would have turned him in myself and led the call for justice for his crimes, not the sweetheart deal that he got. But even with 20/20 hindsight, I saw nothing that ever gave me real pause. We're only here today because Epstein hid it from everyone so well for so long. And by the time it came to light with his 2008 guilty plea, I had long stopped associating with him.
So that's him. That deposition lasted over 6 hours.
Yeah.
And he's insisting he did nothing and saw nothing wrong.
Yeah.
And then we have a clip of Hilary too, her reaction.
I never met Jeffrey Epstein, never had
More
any
of the same.
Connection or communication with him. I knew Ghislaine Maxwell casually as an acquaintance. to answer questions repetitively, literally over and over again. I don't know how many times I had to say I did not know Jeffrey Epstein. I never went to his island. I never went to his homes. I never went to his offices. So it's on the record numerous times. The vast majority of people who had contact with him before his criminal pleas in 2008 were like most people. They did not know what he was doing. And I think that that is exactly what my husband will testify to tomorrow.
I believe this was a fair hearing, and do you still want to testify publicly, even though you did this deposition?
Oh, I'm not going to do it again. They had a chance to do it in public, and I wish they had done it in public.
Why was Colleen Maxwell invited to the daughter Scherzer Clinton's wedding in 2010? She'd already been mentioned in a civil lawsuit by Virginia Giuffre before that. Jeffrey Epstein had already been convicted.
She came as the plus one, the guest of someone who was invited.
Yeah, she's like, okay, fuck these questions.
I don't know when the video will be out. I don't know when the transcript will be out. We've asked that they be out as quickly as possible, and then you can see.
Madam Secretary, what was your reaction to Epstein's photos in the hot tub? We heard from Bill Gates concerns about.
This is more the same from whatever.
From both of them, yeah.
They're just going the selective memory approach. I didn't see shit. I don't know shit. Right?
Same guy that said, I did not have sexual relations with them.
Well, he always looks like he's about to laugh.
He sounds the same, too.
I don't know if it's just like a face thing, but he's just like, I'm going to laugh.
I saw him tap right back into his politician days, right? Like that's what he's clearly reading a teleprompter. You can see the light in his eyes, right? Like,
it's so cut up. It's edited heavily.
Yeah, and it's rehearsed. Hell. So this whole thing, I think, like she's saying, I think the transcripts and the video of the deposition will probably be out by the time this pod goes up.
Yeah.
But their whole angle is, I think what they're doing is this selective memory shit is to avoid perjury. That's all it is, right?
Yeah.
They're just trying to,
don't incriminate yourself.
Yeah, don't incriminate yourself. Don't say anything. Don't lie about anything. So whenever shit gets hard, I don't remember. I don't recall. I don't know shit. Right?
Yeah.
That's
For
what
me
you're
too,
with.
Bill made it a point, even in that video, to be like, but Hilary, she did nothing wrong. If it felt like to me, like he might be going down, he's just trying to protect her a little bit.
You think that? I think Hilary wears a pants in that fucking relationship. She's like, hey, bitch,
everyone thinks
listen.
Hilary wears a pants.
Yeah, she's just like, bitch, listen. You were the
told them what to do, right?
But what about those emails? You remember her, when she was running all the emails that Hilary...
The
that
Pizzagate stuff?
Yeah.
And she brought that up too. She's like, they kept asking me about that. It's been debunked.
Yeah. Okay there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nobody debunked that.
No,
right?
she just... okay.
She took it a step further. She said she doesn't remember meeting him.
That's what I'm saying. They're very selective with what they're saying.
I saw her say that, and then I saw a clip of her belligerently drunk.
Really?
Like right after that, she said that didn't happen right after.
Yeah.
But they were just saying, well, obviously she didn't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think even him saying his brief acquaintance with him, right? Like you could think of it like a brief acquaintance if you've met somebody 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Somebody that's been on these flight logs 20 times.
And those pictures, there's
27?
pictures, there's
Yeah.
proof.
That's not brief. That's you chilling with your boy.
The way this guy just goes, yeah, and no matter how many pictures and videos, I didn't do shit. I don't remember
nothing
shit.
wrong.
Like what?
Yeah, I don't believe him.
No, I think most of the world doesn't believe him, but they're all
he doesn't
allegations.
have that much credibility to begin with.
No, and when's the last time anyone heard this guy talk?
That's the last time I heard him talk.
Right?
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Nah, man. To me, I feel like this entire thing, they're just trying to. I think they deposed the Democrats want Trump next, right? They want him.
Well, yeah, they're saying it's a partisan thing. If the goal is accountability, then why isn't Trump being told to testify, right? But
Trump's not going to.
He's not going to do it.
Trump's not going to testify.
Yeah,
I think it's more of they.
I think this is the first time that a former president has.
Well, they put him through it, right? They put Trump through it, so he's probably just like, here, you get more of the same.
Yeah.
But why Trump has a choice to not do it?
He's a president.
he could just say I'm busy fighting wars.
Yeah,
he's literally.
They're like, yo, we're gonna depose you. He's like, I'm gonna bomb Iran.
I'm busy, bro.
Yeah, this guy's okay. I don't know. looking at all of this, like we could laugh. We're just laughing because Bill Clinton sounds like, whatever the fuck he sounds like. Yeah. And then Hillary's out here just acting like, I don't know.
I think anybody ever involved with Epstein is guilty to some extent. Like they knew what
they saw something.
They knew
no,
something.
even if you didn't see it, I think they were aware this guy's a sick freak, and they're like looked past it just for the money. They were trying to.
Bill Clinton's painting at the house in Manhattan in that blue dress.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that all about?
Yeah.
Right? And the numerous videos we've seen of like women sitting on his lap and this, that, and the other, pools and all that shit, or videos or pictures or whatever of
like
clearly,
that was nothing wrong.
Yeah, why are those
even
people over there?
Bill is slowly, or not, is his name Bill too? Yeah, Bill Gates.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're both Bills. But he's slowly starting to admit things too now.
Yeah, didn't he say that? He's like, I did have some Russian hookers or some shit.
Yeah.
Right? I think what they're doing now, I think the initial thing with most of these guys was like, oh shit, the world's going to think I'm a disgusting dirtbag, right? Mm-hmm. And then they're like, oh, they already think I'm, so I now just got to protect myself legally.
Exactly.
And that's all you're seeing. These guys, I'm sure they have like a crazy legal team, right? Where who's just like, no, you say this and you don't say this.
Yeah, it seemed very rehearsed.
Public perception.
Yeah.
You think, who the hell cares about, you think anyone's going to believe that Bill Clinton has some great legacy after all this shit?
Right.
No. People
and Gates too.
Yeah, Gates too.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys seen that recent clip of Bill Gates dancing on stage with Steve Ballmer and shit. Like, I don't know. This shit just starts hitting my algorithm. Like, you think these guys weren't ordering hookers, right? And Bill Gates doesn't know what the
especially Ballmer, the way he's always dancing.
I mean, Ballmer's not involved in this, from what I know, right? But I don't know. Bill Gates seems like, to me, it just seems like a bunch of people just saying like, these guys are kind of taking the Trump defense.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I knew him, acquaintances, was going to stay away from him.
Even that. She addressed the wedding, right?
Yeah.
And she's pictured clear as day.
Right.
And she's like, she was just a +1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, how is she? And
it's
at
her daughter's wedding.
Was already, Ghislaine was already like charged at that point, or like or something.
Yeah, it's after that.
Yeah,
and even that, how do you not know the +1 at a wedding?
100% they knew.
Like, you're the Clintons.
There's no way.
You think you don't know the fucking guest list?
You don't know who's coming to your house.
Yeah,
it's a former president.
Yeah.
Just for security, I feel like you have to go through protocols and they have to know everyone.
And who was this +1? Say his name.
Yeah, say his name. Was his name Jeffrey?
Wild. No, the nerve that Bill Clinton has to say.
He was, right? Wasn't he?
No. That's how you said it. I think he's dead by now.
No, by that point, I think he was dead.
Oh, there's also that. Nobody knows if he's dead or not. Did you guys see?
I saw him in like Mexico. Like the
people, the lookalikes and shit. Yeah. Some of those are AI.
The AI of Ghislaine in Montreal. Did you see that? It kind of fooled me for a second.
Yeah. Even the cameras turning off in the prison, all of them,
it's
and
weird.
they're 1 minute
so
missing.
Weird.
Right? Like, people really think there's not foul play here?
The guy that did his autopsy said that he was strangled.
Is there anyone out there that believes that Epstein committed suicide? I don't
know if I don't believe like he was forced to kill himself, even though is that the same? If he was just given so much pressure, like you have to do this.
No,
that you're being coerced to do it.
Yeah,
that's not the same as committing.
The angle that I think it's more likely he could be alive than him committing suicide, because it isn't a month before that he say that he was fearful of his life or some shit, like a month right before he committed suicide. I remember reading something along those lines. He also then, after all these cameras turn off, and then for a minute, and then miraculously he dies, and there's no video.
Is it
pictures.
proven though in that minute that they turned off is when he passed away? Is that proven? Or this just all the theories?
So.
None of that shit is proven.
None of it makes any sense.
But
now that you look into it,
now that I think of it, have you seen a single picture of him in jail? I'm not talking about when he went to prison.
Even a weird conspiracy with that they put a body double taking him out like in the stretcher. It didn't look like him.
The theory of him being alive, I don't believe in that theory, because the amount of trouble you'd have to go through to keep, unless he was he's the one pulling all the strings, which I doubt it. He's a pawn in the game, right? If the amount of shit that you'd have to do to keep him alive, why would you put yourself through that? They would just kill him, right?
That's what they did.
I don't think he's alive. I think he's dead. right? But it has nothing to do with Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton, I just feel like the nerve to be like, I don't know him, he's just some acquaintance.
Right.
If you've been on the man's plane 27 times,
and acquaintance is someone you meet like twice.
Bro, some of my closest friends I haven't seen 27 times in the last 5 years. My closest friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just because life and you're busy and shit, right?
But like, what's the alternative? He's not going to be like, yeah, Jeff's my boy. Like, we used to chill all the time on the island. Like, he can't do that.
I mean, the way it should be a bipartisan thing, and like Trump should be up there. Everyone should. Anyone we've seen in these photos. In an ideal world, but what's gonna happen? It's all BS. They were all involved, and nothing's gonna come of it.
Yeah,
it also becomes a legal thing now, right? Depending on what you can prove, what circumstantial evidence, what the statute for limitations on certain things are. Like the Prince Andrew guy, didn't they get him on some fraud charges or some shit or conspiracy? They got him on some shit that he was letting secrets through. Like they didn't even get him on any.
That guy's the most guilty aside from the jump.
Bro, that picture of him in the fucking car is. And that shit just looks wild.
Yeah.
That guy's been doing fucked up shit.
He was guilty before Jeffrey.
Yeah.
I just think he's just guilty of bad things.
But even them, like they're making moves and there are other countries, right, where they're doing things because they're like, yo, this is pretty fucked up, right? The US, nobody's gone down for anything.
For sure.
Nobody's
they're just trying to see
I don't think anyone
if they can just get away with it. These guys' legal teams are too strong, man. That's what I think so too. This is just like the way that these two came out. It's all just avoiding. They know exactly what they're doing and saying. Why would they be like, we want a live deposition? If they knew they take the fall for something. At this point, who the hell looks at the Clintons as like, you know, as if they're the Obamas or something? Nobody looks at them. They're like, yo, this guy was fucking Monica Lewinsky, the White House. And then you have Hillary Clinton with the emails and everything. And ever since then, the way that is kind of unfolded, like nobody, even on the Democrat side, even mentions the Clintons like as like the,
for sure.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I don't know. To me, we'll see what happens there. But let's move on to Paramount.
Oh, they're getting Warner now?
Yeah. It seems like Netflix. So Netflix backs out of this deal. Paramount made a higher offer. So Netflix, they have to pay Netflix the $2.8 billion for an exit fee.
Okay, Paramount has to?
Yeah. Okay. Termination fee. And then Netflix stock jumped 14% right after this was announced. Right. And they also avoid the massive debt they would have had to take it on.
Yeah.
Right? And then Paramount, they buy this thing for approximately $110 billion. And
it's not a done deal yet, right?
It's not a done deal yet. It's probably going to happen by the third quarter of 2026 if it passes all the regulations. I don't think anyone's beating that bid. 110 billion. No, nobody's going to. It's just if it passes.
Yeah.
Right. And then I think they're saying that they intend to produce 30 movies. Right.
That's what their whole claim was, that they're going to be more movie friendly than Netflix is, right? Because Netflix always said that they wanted to take movies to streaming in like 17 days.
They were saying 17 days, 12 days, some shit like that.
Paramount's insisting that they're gonna.
They want to up the volume of theatrical movies as well, right? 30 movies annually. The thing is, though, that's a nice thing to say, sure, right? But a company that's taking on massive amounts of debt, like Paramount is, to get this deal done, you think once they get in there, they're not going to take the cheaper alternative and just push a bunch of movies to streaming? It's a high likelihood.
So Netflix backed out. What their whole reasoning was, like they had a certain price point, and
pretty much
it wasn't worth it.
I even saw like Tom Cruise had something to do with it.
Really?
Like he had some type of pull. He was like really angry at the deal, and he was just something about his movies being on Paramount. He's done so many movies with Paramount, so he makes a lot of money for them. So he had some sort of. I don't know. I read
possibly
that
he has like 90 Mission Impossible movies.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it has that much to do with that. I think it was just more so like it's a hefty price tag, 110 billion, right? Yeah. Paramount wasn't going to cover it at first, right? But then with Jared Kushner and the Middle Eastern money, all that shit, right? Then you're able to pull it off, right? And we already talked about Netflix, how they would have had to take the biggest bridge loan in U.S. history to get that deal done in the first place, right? So that's why you see their stock jump, because investors are like, it's a better investment. Because if you're going into the studio model, right, it's a difficult model. It's a changing model than what Netflix does. They're great at streaming, right? So just stay in the streaming model. There's also the side of Netflix, if they up their prices to $40 a month, who the fuck was going to stop them? right?
Yeah.
If they have Harry Potter,
They've been having some good shows. Netflix.
yeah. So imagine now if you added
Netflix
the
on
Marvel
run of so
catalog,
much,
you added Harry Potter, you added HBO.
Yeah.
It was Game of Thrones. It's
Yeah.
done.
They already had too much
Netflix would have
content.
been like overpowering that shit like nothing,
Well,
right?
the difference with Paramount is they want all of it, right?
They are getting all of it.
Netflix just wanted the studios and the streaming. Paramount wants the entire company, like Warner Bros. Legacy Media as well.
Yeah, the Netflix deal would have been, so CNN would have been spun off into a completely separate entity or company, and they would have just wanted the Warner Bros. Studio, right? And then, like you're saying, yeah, the Paramount deal is the entire company.
Yeah, so
right?
CNN's probably tripping.
I mean, on the political side of things, it's pretty crazy to think that. And I'm not a fan of the left-wing biased media. Like, I'll preface this by saying that. Like, they've been doing some pretty fucked up shit over the last few years. Like, we've seen it, right?
For sure.
But it's pretty crazy to think that the consortium of companies that buys TikTok, right? Oracle's a part of that. Larry Ellison, owns Oracle, right? They own 15% of TikTok, essentially, right?
Yeah.
Now, you also got CNN and CBS is owned by the Ellisons. Paramount, right? And David Ellison's going to be running this whole show, right? So CNN, CBS under one umbrella. You're kind of, if that's not controlling media a little bit, I don't know what is, right? Like what's going to happen there? And Trump is the guy who, I think Larry Ellison's made it pretty clear before that he doesn't like the way that CNN is his whole attack against him. That's why initially when people were like, when Netflix made the bid, everyone was like, oh, this is to buy CNN.
Yeah.
Netflix didn't give a fuck about CNN.
Yeah.
Netflix cared about the IP
but look who does.
the movies. But look who does. Right?
Yeah.
This is old man thinking.
Yeah.
Nobody watches CNN like that.
I mean, but it's never good for one company to have a stranglehold on. Like if it's, you're saying left-wing media has like controlled the narrative for so long because so much news legacy media is left-wing. But if right-wing controls it, is that good either? They're going to be pushing their own agendas, right? So that's why it's like, I feel like it's more important than ever to have more voices out there, be it podcasts or whatever, just to have opinions and then let the public decide.
I think when it comes to like media, like CNN, CBS and all that shit, I think it's mainly people who are as 50 plus, 45 plus. Like 45 is probably the threshold. Like when's the last time you watched CNN?
No.
Nobody watches that shit.
I mean, even if I do, it's like clipped up online.
And CBS, like it's gonna be like the late night shows and shit, which are dying now anyways, right? So everyone consumes all of their shit from random TikTokers and Instagram influencers who have no degrees in anything, no knowledge, just fucking read and present it to the public. That's going to continue to happen. I don't think that's going to change any of that, but like for storylines and shit, like it looks pretty crazy, right? And if you're going to shift all the power to the right now, they could, push certain narratives and stuff.
Exactly.
I do think the silver lining though is keeping studio Hollywood movies off of streaming for me for some reason just feels okay.
Yeah.
Like bringing them to Netflix is just like we're like streamlining, just heading into this direction where all movies are just sitting at home, which I guess we're going to get there eventually.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't think these big blockbuster movies are going to get the kind of return that they're used to getting.
I don't know. I'm still waiting for Avatar. Not on any streaming.
Oh, I was like, the movie? We watched that shit like 4 months
No, I never watched it. I'm like,
didn't it come out in Christmas?
I'm like, it'll be out on streaming. It's still not out on streaming.
Well, then it sucks for you if Netflix
would have had it on 2
Netflix,
weeks.
17 days. They said that shit. They said that's why they lost it. You can't let that shit happen.
Yeah, probably.
But what's coming out is Scary Movie 6. Did you know there are 6 of them?
That's crazy.
6 is wild.
For some reason, I remember
thought there was
2
3.
and maybe 3.
I thought there was 3.
There's 6.
Yeah.
And the last one came out in 2013, so it's been a while.
Yeah,
there's a big gap.
More than
between.
a decade.
Yeah. But we have so they actually played the trailer during this. You know how Scream is out right now? Scream 7, I think.
Even that has so many.
Yeah.
That one, for whatever reason, I knew it had multiple.
Lot? Yeah.
Scary Movie. I didn't realize
even
it was
Scream,
6.
like the same original, like Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, like they're all in it again. I'm like, what's the story now? I don't even know.
I mean, you just watch the same story again
Yeah,
and again
yeah,
and again and
yeah.
again. Right?
But,
That's what horror movies are, kind of slasher movies.
So Scary Movie, it's like Marlon Wayans, right?
Yeah.
So he went into the theater to see the crowd's reaction to like the trailer. So we have a clip of it.
Opening night of Scream 7. But really, it's opening night for the teaser of Scary Movie 6. This better be funny. Bootlegging my own teaser.
Bootlegging my own teaser.
He's stabbed her! Not her! My pronouns are they, them.
What? They made a pronoun joke? Is that allowed in 26?
Half gay shit. Why just half gay? Get them laugh, get them applause. All right, let's go. All right, that was good. Now. I love y'all too.
Oh shit, they realized that was him.
Crazy reaction.
Yo, he just left. He left right after the trailer. He didn't even watch Scream.
He's like, we're on a time to sit through a 2-hour-long movie, man. Came here from my trailer and this publicity stuff.
Well, it worked, right? We're talking about.
But do you guys remember like the movies? Like remember like the what?
I remember that.
That's what I was gonna say. I remember it being really funny.
So
Like
funny.
the first two. I didn't know there was 6 of them, but like
Bro, core childhood memories, bro. Our grandmother, like, I remember when this movie came out, like,
it was that commercial, right?
Yeah. Not just a commercial, because we were such big fans of it, like all our family and stuff know too. Like we told her, like, you remember, we told her to say what's up, right? And then like our friends would call and she'd be like, what's up? Like this old lady, bro, old Punjabi lady, bro. This buddy's just yelling, what's up?
But it seems like they're bringing back all the OGs. Like Smokey's gonna be in it. His brother's in it clearly.
I just remember, you guys remember from, I think Scary Movie 2 was the one. Where there's like a tree or some shit that kills them or some shit. They're just like smoking.
Oh, that tree.
Yeah, they're just like blazing or some
that
shit.
might have been the first one.
Was it the first one?
I don't know.
I don't remember. I don't think I watched all of them.
I don't know. I remember like Marlon Wayne's character. Like that's the funniest part of it.
Yeah.
I feel like after the first two, it kind of got played out, and then Smokey wasn't in a couple of them.
Yeah.
So it got weird.
What I'm hoping for is like, the old school type of comedy. Is it old school now? Like, the type, like a Superbad type comedy.
Yeah.
Or like, what was the one where the world is ending? They had a bunch of these A-lister actors in it.
This is the end.
Yeah.
This is the end or whatever. Like all of them aren't like great movies, but those type of Hangover, those type of comedies.
They're never gonna have comedy like that, and people are too like. Woke.
That's what I'm saying. I'm surprised this one's coming.
No, but this one, like, have you guys seen the trailer?
No.
So it's very like they talk about like transgender, like they them. That's like the scene you're talking about, like. Gay.
But they're poking fun at it.
They're poking fun at it, but they're also bringing like it to the.
Light to
the
it?
stage, yeah. Like I don't know.
No, but even the fact that he was poking fun at it, I'm like, people can't take jokes in 2026.
Yeah, canceled
like,
for that.
This movie, like if they make it like the original,
no, that's what I'm saying. I think I want those kind of comedies back, like the How Highs of the world, like all of those kind of comedies that we like grew up kind of watching and shit. Like they kind of died off by like a decade ago, like 2015, 2016. They kind of went away. Like since then, you haven't seen those kind of comedies in like theatrical releases, unless I'm missing something.
No,
like, I don't remember the last.
It's for that reason. People are too soft. Can't take jokes.
Like I think there's a couple of them that are like that, but I can't think of them off the top of my head.
He did say he's gonna do more remakes too if this one's successful.
Oh,
he said he'll do White Chicks too.
Oh, he's doing it, right?
Yeah.
He said it'll depend how like if this does well in the box office.
Yeah.
All I'm gonna say is that all those people that will be like, "Yo, isn't White Chicks like blackface or whatever?"
Yeah.
In today's culture, when that shit happens, you gotta ride the wave. If you rage bait and people are, you can't do that, you have to do it. Like you just have to do it. Then the thing blows up.
Yeah.
And everyone's talking about it.
But it can't really be done the other way.
No.
Oh hell no! It can't be done the other way.
Yeah.
If it was done the other
It's
way,
only done this way.
yeah. Which, like, there's people are gonna be like, it's not fair. But like, one is like,
He
It's
said he
not
might
fair.
make.
Life's not fair, right? Like it's
He
fine.
might be Don't Be a Menace too. He might make a second one.
oh, Don't Be a Menace is fire.
You know, I like him in like these movies and stuff, but I don't like his stand-up. Have you ever watched him do stand-up? It's not as funny.
Pretty
like
mid,
these movies and stuff are fine. His TV shows are whatever. But
Wayne's Brother, the
funny.
TV
Wayne's
show?
Bros was jokes.
oh, have you seen his recent Netflix?
No, not recently. Everyone sucks.
Yeah.
Who's the one in the tire shop?
Oh,
It's just called Tires. Right?
Nah, not the Shane Gillis one, the mechanic one.
I know what you're talking about. It's that guy. He just had a stand-up too.
Is it Ced? Is Cedric the Entertainer?
No, it's
Mike Epps.
Mike Epps.
Mike Epps.
But I think Mike Epps' stand-up is funny.
Mike Epps stand-up is all right.
You think it's all right?
It's all right.
The last, like this one wasn't that good, but the one
because
before
Mike
was
Epps
really
is
good.
funny, like
when he was making fun of Steph Curry and stuff.
Mike,
This is so funny.
Mike Epps is funny, but like sometimes it doesn't translate into stand-up because like stand-up's like that art where you have to keep on.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to be tapped into culture,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Oh, for sure.
So like if you're tapped in,
Or if you're kind of old, it shows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the nuances that like Dave Chappelle has on stage, you need to either be that kind of comedian who can tell stories,
Great storyteller,
or you need to understand like the culture that's kind of permeating the zeitgeist right now. For
sure.
That what it feels like to be in that, what to make fun of and what not to make fun of. Andrew Schultz was doing a really good job of it. I remember like
he does
2-3 years ago.
I was thinking of him
those
when
clips that he would put out when he would go to like Dubai.
Yeah.
He'd make fun of them.
Yeah.
When he would go to wherever he was going, like every little city, he'd know
making fun of the
When
audience.
he came here, he was making fun of Trudeau.
Yeah.
Right? Like I think Trudeau was still prime minister.
Yeah.
Calling him Justinder or whatever. Oh no, they got him. Right. So but then when I saw his stand up, it had nothing to do with that. But like those that's a kind of like comedy, but that has nothing to do with a scary movie. But yeah, no, I would watch this. I'm hoping.
I think I'll watch
I'm
it too.
surprised it's coming out, man.
If it's an old school comedy,
I'm
I
surprised
want
it's
it to be
coming
old
out.
school comedy. I want those kind of comedies.
Or
to
it's
come
not
back.
gonna be like you're saying. Like I don't know.
I hope it's good.
They
man.
can't.
I'm hoping.
I hope it's good, but
Yeah.
like I don't know if it'll be as old.
Well, it's
school
coming out in
with the-
June, so you can
how
watch
funny
it.
is.
I mean, White Chicks was funny.
So funny.
White Chicks was good.
Even that guy in it,
Terry Crews?
Yeah, he was so funny in it.
White Chicks. White Chicks.
Making my way.
So Uber Air, you guys heard about this new thing Uber is coming out with?
I saw something about it.
Yeah, so they're like air taxis, and you can just order them on the Uber app, and they fly you to places. They're starting it this year, later in 2026 in Dubai. So we have a quick clip
not be
of like
starting now.
what they look like.
Shit. Yeah, obviously they're gonna start this in Dubai.
Yeah, only they can afford it.
Barely pay for Uber X over here.
That's pretty sick.
That is pretty sick. That's fair.
Yeah, like you can just order like you would order an Uber Black on their app, and
That's
it'll take you
crazy.
somewhere. And like
That's
it's only
insane.
supposed to be in Dubai this year, but they're expanding it in like LA.
Well, I think
New
they're gonna have
York.
to hold off on that too.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on near Dubai.
Would you trust it?
Right now, I don't know what I feel about helicopters. Not that like I've
Been
flown
on
in
so
so
many?
many, but I've been in a couple. But
We went on one.
yeah, we've been on one. But I think like ever since the Kobe situation, to me, there's something about it where like I'm sure they're safe and shit. Like I'm just like why? Why do I want to fuck with a helicopter? Something so small moving in the air.
This
Right.
is like an all electric like flying vehicle though, and it's like supposed to be 100 times quieter than a helicopter. So I think it's a little different, but it's still like
Yeah,
scary.
like if
I
you're
would
dying
not
quietly, it's
trust-
doesn't-
yeah, you're still dying.
But that's
She's
crazy
like, it's-
though.
That is
Quiet.
pretty crazy. It's just order an
Booking
Uber
that?
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that.
Didn't they start to drop in packages of Amazon and shit with drones and shit?
They
Weren't
do that.
doing
They
it?
already do that in
Canada.
China, I think.
Or
Yeah.
China or somewhere.
They don't do that in like California.
I swear it was.
They
Canada.
might, yeah.
They probably do.
Maybe.
And
I
don't
guess
they
They
have
do it in a
like
couple
else.
places.
Don't they have like 1 hour, 2 hour delivery in some places? They do, and
Yeah.
on Amazon, which is fucking crazy.
They have some of that shit here. Like
It's
you can
crazy.
get same day delivery here.
Yeah, same day delivery is wild, but 1 hour delivery is
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Just they have a house down the street full
Imagine,
of shit.
yo, right? Give it to people, bro. The impulsive buying, it's like I need this right now, right now. Like screw going anywhere to
I
buy.
wonder how much
anything.
it costs though. It probably costs.
Yo, a shit
lot.
ton, bro. When's
Do you
the last
know
time?
how
Last
much it
time you
costs?
ordered an Uber?
They said it's the same as just ordering an Uber car or a black Uber X.
Price wise?
Yeah.
No.
No.
That's what they
Or maybe
said.
in
And
Dubai.
that-
Like,
in
we don't know how much it
Dubai.
costs
Yeah,
there.
I don't know how much it costs.
Habibi.
That video Uber put on their socials.
Which
Yeah.
one? This one?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, over here, you can't imagine that costing that little. Man. It also
it
seems
would
like
I don't know
definitely
how
cost.
that would work. Like, you can't just have things in the air.
Yeah.
I'd assume that it would be like.
It has to be a path. Like, it has
No,
to
there
be,
has to be a pilot,
it's
right?
well,
So
I'm not
no,
saying that
I'm
there's
just
not a
saying.
pilot.
So on top of it all, I don't think you would have the demand, like enough pilots to pilot these things if they existed on a mass scale in something like North America. Imagine this shit in New York.
I
right?
think
Like
it
if
would
you're trying
only
to
be
fly
there,
around
though.
Midtown Manhattan, like you can't fucking do that with a bunch of these Uber things flying around. The amount of pilots you would need.
I
wild.
only think it would be in major cities like LA or
Yeah.
and New York. It probably
'Cause
wouldn't be anywhere.
It wouldn't be
Somewhere
there.
to land. It has to have like a helipad.
And
or
it'd probably
something.
be set up in a way that like it's from airports or designated
Yeah.
areas. You can't just
Yeah,
call
yeah.
a
They have,
helicopter
like-
outside your house.
Yeah.
No, but it like skyscrapers have helipads on top
Yeah,
of almost
it
every
would work there
every
then.
skyscraper. But is there a point in that? That's what I'm saying. The demand for pilots would be so high. Look at us analyzing this, but you would need
I'd be
so
like, I
many.
need an Uber to get to the helipad. Then I need another Uber.
Imagine even if you had to take it and
Yeah.
you're, let's say if realistic scenario, you're in
Yeah.
Midtown New York, right? You're gonna be like, all right, that building has a helipad. You're gonna go to the building, 100 fucking floors up in your elevator, 20 minutes to get to this thing, sit in it, and now you're going
flies
3
for 2
buildings down.
minutes.
Like it's so stupid.
I mean, it beats sitting in traffic for 4
I think
hours.
where it makes sense is probably somewhere like Dubai or
Seems
like
gimmicky.
Vegas or some shit. Like if you're flying over like
What do you, like,
vast
how
amounts of
far
land.
can you go? Do you know? Like, it's a
No.
city to city?
It's electric.
Right now, it's just like airports. What
I wouldn't trust that shit for more than 15
Yeah.
minutes. Like I'm not going
Yeah, I
that
don't
far
think
in that
it's
shit.
yeah, so too.
Like if it's like electric, who knows?
What would
when
be
those
the
batteries
point,
fucking
though?
die.
Just
That's
to,
what, it could work if like we head in that direction
it
and
looks
everything's flying.
mad cool, but
Yeah. But
Some
like I
rich
don't know, it's
people
scary, and I don't think there's enough pilots because the demand for it here would be high though. There's a lot of people with a lot of money.
Yeah.
And if they can shortcut traffic,
That's
they
what I'm
would
saying.
do
If,
it.
if it's in the bigger metropolitan
I
cities,
feel like you'd have to live more in a rural area.
That's what I'm
I don't
saying.
know that.
I don't think it'll work in
in a
metropolitan
metropolitan area.
Yeah.
I don't know though. I don't know.
Where do you
Just
need
the
to-
regulations.
but
bro.
where do you need and the FAA regulations?
yeah.
How are they gonna pass all that
Yeah,
here?
just the regulations.
Maybe there's a reason it's in
Like
Dubai.
you saw what happened. Like what was it last year when the airplane
Yeah, they already
was
got
going
so
over
many
the
problems.
Potomac
Yeah,
and
so
the
scary.
the flight
And
controller.
it crashed.
Yeah. Right. Like imagine this shit just flying around. They
That
don't
was
let you
so
fly.
sad.
drones.
They were like landing too.
Yeah. That's when it always happens.
That's so
when they're
sad.
landing or taking
Taking
off.
off, right?
Yeah. You hate flying, right?
I don't like it.
Did you guys see the Chris Bosh stuff? That shit was pretty sad too.
Yeah.
So we all remember Chris Bosh, right? His
Yeah.
time here in Toronto. Basically finished his tenure here on good terms, right? I don't remember it
Pretty
being
much.
too bad.
No, yeah. People weren't that mad that he was leaving because like we kind of were in this, I guess you could say purgatory
Yeah.
of like we weren't really progressing
We had
as like a
DeMar.
Raptors, fan
Yeah.
base. Like we were just looking at it as like, it doesn't seem like he's gonna get a championship. So if he's gonna move on to go get one, like go do your thing.
It was
right?
one of those. It wasn't
wasn't-
too bad. Right?
No.
It
I
wasn't
don't
like
think
Vince
anyone
Carter
hates
or
Chris
anything.
Bosh.
Yeah.
No.
And then after that, he was forced to retire from basketball due to blood clots, right?
One of his most memorable shots to me is still that where he has the long dreads and he hits that buzzer beater at the top of the 3-point
In the
line.
playoffs?
Yeah. Fire shot.
Yeah.
Fire shot.
That's
He
what I
obviously-
remember him as. The
Yeah, everyone forgets that. But Toronto fans will remember the long hair, the long hair Chris Bosh, and even the rebound and the kicking out to Ray Allen. That's probably his biggest moment.
Well, that's
right
his-
for a
yeah,
championship.
for sure.
Yeah.
But he was forced to retire and when he was playing in Miami because of his health and blood clots and stuff. And he recently had another health scare. And we have a clip of him. He reacted to what happened.
So I woke up covered in my own blood. It was crazy. It was fast. It was instant. There was no warning. I didn't have any time to prepare for it. I was getting ready to go on a date with my wife, and the next thing you know, I was on the ground. I won't get into specifics, but you can kind of see I'm still recovering.
That's crazy.
I'm not going to try to hide that one in case I look different, but it was a scary thing and it came fast, and it made me really have a different outlook on life and how things go, what we do for ourselves, what we do for our family, how we live our lives. And no matter what it is, make sure you don't wait. That's the thing that I get from this. Don't wait to take action, because it could come fast, it could come quick, and I'm lucky to be alive, and I feel great about that. And now I'm thinking about how I live my day-to-day life. That's really it. But don't wait. Don't wait to take action. You might be wanting to get a promotion. You might want to try out for the team. You might want to go on that vacation. It might be so many different things that people want to do, that we want to do, that we never do. So that's what I get from all this, you know. Don't wait for it. You might want to start a business. Don't wait. Just do it. You might hit the deck. I don't know. I'm lucky. I came back. When it was just darkness, it wasn't anything else. I went to the darkness. I came back. I have no recollection. I have no memory other than coming back here. So don't wait.
Yeah,
That's
that's
a
a pretty
cool
raw video, right?
Yeah. It seemed like he got this newfound appreciation for life, which I'm sure he knew already kind of had because of his blood clots and everything.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he just posted this video. There was no ad behind it. Nowadays, you never know if somebody's promoting something.
Yeah,
right?
as soon as he said just do it, I was like, oh, it's a Nike.
Is it a Nike ad?
Oh, that
right?
would have been wild. To draw on people's emotions and you see a Nike
That would be
symbol in the back.
crazy if he comes with that next.
No, he's not.
But he wasn't, which is like, I've been duped a million times by celebrities. They're always promoting something. It's just pretty, it kind of puts things into perspective. Like, you know, just don't, what he's trying to preach, I guess, don't sweat the small stuff.
Yeah.
And this guy, he's a multi-millionaire, right?
Yeah.
People would think he has no problems, right? But at the end of the day, if your health isn't there, nothing else really matters, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a saying there that, what's a saying? Something
Health is
about
wealth?
That's a dissy saying. Like, no.
Health is wealth.
Health isn't a problem until it is a problem. When it is a problem, it's the only problem.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you have a terminal illness, like, you won't think of any terminal illness or anything being a problem. And then all of a sudden you're diagnosed with something. You're like, oh, fuck. And then all of a sudden nothing else matters.
Yeah.
Right? And then even him, it seems like he went through some sort of near-death experience or some shit like that, right? Which definitely fucking scary. And
Even the way he describes it, he's like, I went to the darkness.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Does he mean he died? Probably?
Kind of.
Came
I
back
think
to
that's
life?
what he's. That's how I interpreted it.
Yeah, I just interpret it as a near-death experience, right? Like, he probably
He doesn't remember.
He doesn't remember
Like
it.
blacked
right?
out.
That's scary.
But to what he's saying, yeah, I mean, there's this thing that everyone always thinks you have tomorrow. You always have the next day. You always have more time.
Yeah.
And it's so weird that, like, you constantly want to. I'm like, me specifically. I'm always trying to be efficient with my time. You know, give it to people that I care about, right? And spend as much time. You know, try to be as positive as possible. You know, lift people up as much as you possibly can, especially people around you as much as you can, right?
Yeah.
Be like some sort of, instead of being some negative ball of shit, right?
Yeah.
Like, just like, you know, make people smile,
For sure,
right?
yeah.
Push forward in life. But there is this thing to, like, sometimes you don't have any options.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you don't have options and you're like already like spread thin,
Yeah.
right? Sometimes there isn't much you can do. Right?
Yeah,
like,
it's
if you want to go on that
unfortunate, yeah.
vacation in this economy, like, you don't have
A lot of
money,
people
and
that are not.
you can't
yeah.
go on that
Yeah,
vacation, right? If I think, like, where you could take some general advice there is, like, just being kinder to the people around you,
To your family.
yeah, to your family and stuff like
yeah,
that.
like you're saying, right? Spend time with the people that matter. I think like what you can draw from it too is like what I was saying. Just don't sweat the small stuff, right? You just get so caught up in stupid arguments, mundane things, day to day. They don't matter in the grand scheme of that anything, right? And I guess some of what he was saying, like, take chances. You only get one life, right?
I
Like,
mean,
within reason.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, if you have limitations, sure, but like, don't worry about other people judging you and stuff. Like, we wouldn't have a podcast if we were worried about that, right? Like,
100%,
you just gotta try stuff.
for me personally, like if I'm looking at that, I've always been the kind of person to not really give a fuck about shit like that. It doesn't really bother me. The small stuff doesn't really sweat me, right? Like to me, it's always about like as long as the people around you are happy, they're good, right? And everyone's living a life, right? Like it's fine. Everything else will work itself out. Everyone goes through financial problems. Everyone goes through business problems or career problems and all that shit. That shit doesn't stop, right? And Punjabi you say, "Oh, that's all done," right? Like that's just like that carousel of going 9 to 5 or whatever career or job you're doing, that just keeps going. That doesn't stop, right? If you let that burden you so much that you start destroying everything else around you,
the stuff that matters, right?
And then like that does happen to some people, right? I was even reading this whole thing on slow parenting. I don't know if you guys heard about it. It's like this trend that people started doing. Like,
trends are so big these days.
this shit started, I feel like in 2009 or 10, but 2026 is kind of picking up where people like, it's this idea.
Can I
that,
guess?
What?
You just
He
don't
said it was slow parenting.
No, guess what it is. Is it like you just don't parent your kid?
No. It's kind of
it sounds stupid like that. Slow parenting. You just let them do whatever they want.
Like they're retarded.
No. It doesn't have much to do. The premise behind it, I guess, is good. It's like instead of in this world where we're hyper focused on scheduling everything, birthdays, play dates, school, everything, field trips, vacations, everything has a fucking schedule, right? Like, we're gonna do that next Friday. 3 Fridays from now, we're gonna go watch a movie.
Right.
Don't do that. They're just
don't be organized.
Essentially, don't be organized. Drop all that shit.
I'm about that life.
But the idea is when you're around your kid, you're intentional with your time, right? And that, you're not so much about, like, we've been on vacation, right? On vacation, I could be laid back sometimes. On vacation, I'm like the whole, like, we have like this many things going on. Right. To hit all these things, which like when me and Sophia go, she appreciates it. Fuck, I didn't have to do it. After, while we're there, she's like, "Oh, it's pretty sick." I'm so
tired.
Yeah, but I feel like, like when it comes to parenting, I don't know, man. Like for me personally speaking, like you get stretched so thin between work, businesses, relationship with your wife, right? Like. Or like being around your kid, right? Or even friends and family come somewhere down the list, right? Like, and then money, right? And then like your future aspirations, and then health and sleep and all that shit, right? Like where you actually can, this economy in today's day and age, how much everything is just move, go. You can't really do that shit.
A rat race.
Where do you have the time? Who has the time to slow down like that? You don't. But to what he's saying, yeah, man, like maybe you should. I'm contradicting myself here, but like I feel like maybe you should take those chances, right? Because there are always choices that you can make, right? Where you can, you might be able to invest a certain amount, X amount of dollars to start something.
Yeah.
You have the money sitting there able to figure it out for the startup costs, right?
Yeah.
But you're not doing it because you're like, what if I fail?
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know.
What if you don't?
What if you don't? What if you succeed? Right? Like, I think there's like a weird thing that like, you have to be a little bit delusional to make it, right? And you have to think like if other people can make it, so can I. Yeah. Right. And if you don't have a little bit of delusion, if you can't tap into that a little bit, if people like to call it confidence or whatever, I think it's delusion. You just become a little stupid. You're like, oh, fuck it. If other people can do it, I can do it. Right. And you just go do it. Yeah. If you don't have a little bit of that, then you're probably not gonna make it. You're gonna be too scared to do shit.
For sure.
And I think that's what
you're always on
the
sidelines, right?
Why wait? And there's also like there's a bunch of people, whenever people pass away, you'll always hear them like, I wish I said like, yo, my bad, or I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Or like, yo, it
or
wasn't
giving him
that bad.
flowers after the fact.
Or like, you actually helped me at this point in your life. You did that, right? I think there's a bunch of people who have arguments with siblings, parents, kids, right? Like, between a husband and wife, like squash that. Friends, right? Just don't talk to each other for no reason. Obviously, if somebody did something that was so bad and heinous to you, don't, But like normal shit, not worth it. Talking about feuds, T.I. 50 Cent, you guys see this shit?
Yeah.
So what happened here? T.I. challenges 50 to a versus battle or some shit, right? And then 50 declines,
according to him,
right?
Yeah.
And then
weren't you saying it because he released a thing? It was like a diss track.
No, that came after.
Oh, that came after.
But he's dropping the diss tracks because of what you're saying.
Yeah, then he posted a picture of his wife or some shit, and that's what just escalated it.
Yeah, I guess. But like originally, it was from the versus battle. He claims that they agreed to a versus battle and 50 backed out. That's what he's saying.
Oh, okay.
And then obviously,
I saw that. He was like, and then he acted like he didn't know what the fuck we were talking about. He's like, I talked to him about it.
Yeah.
Right. And then from that, he dropped a diss track, and then 50 dropped that
and then
picture.
50's just doing what 50 does. You're playing with fire there, man. That guy's like the meme king right now.
Yeah.
Social media is just obsessed with him.
Yeah.
It might be a bit of that too. Like, what if this guy's just clout chasing with his name? I don't know.
T.I.? I mean, okay, so 50, if he's going to do the meme thing and then T.I. jumps in the studio, makes like, what, 2 diss tracks at this point?
I think he made, 3? At this point, 4. His son
shit.
dropped one.
His son dropped one too, right? Yeah. And
A diss track?
Yeah, diss track.
Oh, wow.
I haven't heard any of them, by the way.
I heard the song, but I didn't think it was a diss track. I guess I didn't listen to it properly.
I saw the video of the one of them where he's sitting on a table with his family and they're eating and shit, right? That's just one.
That was a diss track?
Yeah,
I didn't know
it was
that
a
was.
diss track.
That was the one I saw too.
Yeah. But I think like what people don't realize, I guess, about 50, who are like, yo, he's going to drop one back. I don't know who's saying that, but like 50 is not really a competitive rapper anymore.
Yeah, and he's not an active rapper.
Yeah,
he doesn't drop music.
He made a post saying, I don't need to rap. You guys need me to rap.
Yeah.
Which is true. He's already rich without rap. He has a lot of other side ventures.
That's what I'm saying.
kind of needs to rap. Like,
no, but like
T.I. is good too. Like he still made like quite a bit of money in his career.
T.I. is chilling. T.I. is chilling.
Not 50 Cent money, but
no, but I think the thing with 50 is that like people who aren't like, I'm not saying I'm a hip hop like fucking savant or whatever, right? But like I'm a fan of it, right?
Yeah,
for sure.
And I just remember like people like to not remember the 50 Cent game beef and they'll remember the Ja Rule days, right? And you, because everyone remembers Wanksta and a couple of those tracks, right, were aimed at Ja Rule and shit. And you're like, oh shit, right?
Yeah.
And 50 kind of ended that career like when 50 came out, right? And then, you know, in the club and all that, and it's all just popping from there, right?
Yeah.
When the game beef starts, right, that was also an ego clash. Game must have dropped like 10 tracks.
Yeah.
Right?
Way more than 10.
Yeah, like at least like 10 tracks, right?
Yeah.
And I think the biggest one was 300 bars, 20-minute diss track, right? People don't even ever talk about that diss track, but like that, like he
went in.
Yeah, right? Even during that time, 50 was an active rapper.
Yeah.
He was still dropping albums. He didn't come back a game.
No,
he didn't engage in the rap side of their beef, right? They exchanged words.
Made
I think they
fun
were
of
even in front of they were somewhere where I think even shots were popped off, right? Like between the security guards or some shit.
Yeah.
But he wasn't engaging with him back and forth even. But yeah, I remember even watching that. I was like, yo, Game is handling 50 during that beef. And if you're gonna talk about rap lyrics, right? But then from there,
I think you just responded the same way, saying like, "I got money." He made that song.
No, he had
Straight to the Bank or something like that.
He had Straight to the Bank, but what was the one song that he had on Game? I think it was like
he did have a couple, but I don't remember.
You know when they did Hate It or Love It, they were still friends?
It was kind of like breaking up.
Wasn't it then?
It was
and I was always confused. I'm like, how do you have a song together if you guys have beef?
Yeah. At that time, they were kind of beefing.
They were kind of beefing from the jump, right? When they signed to G Unit, right? Even right after that, like
G Unit.
Yeah, he drops the whole G Unit thing. I think he even dropped like a mixtape, Stop Snitching, Stop Lying, right? That was because of
so many. I never seen somebody drop that many diss
That
tracks.
was because of 50's. I think the one diss track I remember of 50's was "I'm Not Rich, Still Lying." I think that's what it was called. "I'm Not Rich, Still Lying."
Not Rich, Still Lying.
Yeah, that was a one diss track. I think after that, Game was like, "Shut the fuck up." He just went nuts. He made a whole mixtape and a 20-minute. Have you guys ever heard 300 bars?
No, but I know that the Game's a better rapper than 50 Cent.
Game's an underrated rapper. If you're talking about skills rap wise, like his lyrics are underrated, man. Everyone just remembers the red rose, no ceilings, whatever the fuck, white rose, red ceilings, whatever the shit. Have you ever heard that? You never heard that? There's like these clips of him, like whenever he's like asked to freestyle, he just drops that line.
Same
fucking everywhere. He just keeps doing it again and again.
I mean, it's hard to freestyle.
But yeah, like so 50, like to take it back to 50, like I've always looked at him as somebody, like, 'cause even if you look at the Game beef and shit now, like now Game's able to not really engage with 50. They kind of seem like it's in a good place. Nobody really talks to each other, but they don't really like shit on each other or anything. They just kind of left that shit alone. In the end, you can argue 50's won in the end in terms of his career and shit.
Yeah.
Which one you
He
would
ends up
wanna
winning
have.
a lot of things. Yeah.
Yeah, but in a rap beef, if you bar for bar, lyric for lyric, Game got him there.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
So does public perception though, people that aren't privy to that beef, they're not gonna be like, oh no, they're gonna think
Exactly.
50's the best thing since sliced bread, right? Like
Yeah.
I even have nephews and shit, right? Like who are younger,
Yeah.
and they don't even know that happened.
There's people that don't even know who Game is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The kids these days don't even know who
No,
the
they don't know
Game
he is. Yeah, and
But
everyone knows who 50
50
is,
Cent.
right?
Yeah.
So like I think that's the whole thing, right? 50's not a competitive rapper. He's not going to engage with T.I. over this, right?
Yeah.
And T.I. is just like willing and itching for a fight, right? But like that whole versus thing, like
Yeah.
that's what this reminds me of. Who had better tracks?
So I can argue though that that's such a good matchup
It is.
because T.I. had some bangers, so did 50 Cent.
And
We
the
can't talk about like
timing.
Money Made though. Yeah,
Yeah.
timing like early 2000s,
It was
right?
like the same time, early
Yeah,
mid
yeah, yeah.
2000s, leading up.
I
There's
think
T.I. had such good songs.
I think
T.I.
the two of them dominated the 2000s.
Yeah.
T.I.'s prime, I think, outlasted or like
it
continued
did.
a little
50s
bit.
was
Right?
really quick, really fast, but it was. But then if you think like look at the longevity of it like globally.
Yeah, no, for sure.
That's
50
what
Money Made and
Yeah.
billboards are like number ones. 50 Cent got it. But
Yeah.
if you think about like the songs and how good they were, T.I. had really
I
good
don't even
songs.
know about number ones. I have a list of the number ones here.
And it's not T.I. has more.
So T.I. has 3 and 50 Cent has 4. So 50's number one hits.
Yeah.
In the Club, 21 Questions, Candy Shop, Crack a Bottle, which I'm not the biggest fan of the last
Yeah.
one. T.I.'s Whatever You Like, Live Your Life, and My Love.
Yeah,
And
he
two
had a lot of
them are with
collabs.
big features.
Sorry?
Yeah, those
Yeah.
are big. That's
Those
Rihanna.
are all big
That's
features.
Rihanna.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Rihanna
That's what-
and Justin Timberlake.
That's what at the end, like Dead and Gone and those kind of tracks, like towards the end, the tail end of T.I.'s career. Those are some fire tracks
They
that
were.
nobody's gonna give him. Like people who aren't a fan of his music, they probably
Yeah.
didn't listen to those tail end of his career. But like
Yeah.
everyone remembers the beginning.
Yeah.
Like what
Rubber
you know
Band
about
Man.
a Rubber Band Man or 24s.
Or even like If It Ain't About the Money.
Yeah.
That was a good song.
Or Top Back.
He like really brought trap music like to the scene, right? That Southern style. Like
I
Atlanta
guess.
rapping.
Yeah.
He's one of the OGs.
Even right now, like you still see some of his music is still like the pump up kind of like bring him out.
Yeah, yeah.
That's T.I.
Yeah.
Right? Like I think was 24 the 24's track, was that Need for Speed Underground?
I think so, yeah. I remember playing that game.
I'm like, what the hell? Because I saw this beef, right? And then I started seeing Need for Speed Underground 2 hits my algorithm, right?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? How is it? Like, I wasn't even searching video games.
right when you said that, it was
How
like
did this hit my
memory
algorithm?
unlocked.
And then I'm like, yo, hold on. Was that T.I. track a part of Need for Speed
was.
Underground 2?
It was.
24.
Yeah.
So, like, I was like, oh, shit. The algorithm's that advanced. People just started talking about Need for Speed Underground 2 out of nowhere.
Algorithm's crazy.
But yeah, I mean, 50's had In the Club, Wankster, I Get Money, Many Men. Like, he's had some.
That's what I'm
Classic,
saying. I
man.
think it's such a
Classic.
good matchup.
It's a good match.
It's like, it depends on whoever you're a fan of,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Or like if you just think about Money Made.
If you look
No.
at that, the 50's career
Yeah.
arc is way more
50 makes
longevity.
movies.
He's a
Or his
businessman.
businessman. Like,
Yeah, 50 makes
Vitamin
movies. He's
Water,
a
all of that.
producer. He has business ventures. I'm
Yeah.
not saying T.I. doesn't, but
Yeah.
he leans more towards that shit.
Yeah.
T.I., if you're talking music specifically, I think people write T.I. off, but T.I.'s tracks are pretty fire, man.
They are.
T.I.'s tracks, even you can have whatever you like.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like that shit?
Yeah.
That doesn't have a feature on it, right?
No.
No.
That's the number one.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a good song.
I swear, I think the first track that I've ever heard of T.I., I think Jazzy, I can't remember who the was on it. Like, I didn't know he was like a hardcore gangster rapper from the first
Yeah.
track that I saw.
Mm.
And then like everything else I followed. But like, yeah. Nah. I mean, I don't know who would win that versus battle. I still feel like 50 has a slight edge, but
50
I don't
would
think.
just win over popularity, man. Everyone likes 50.
Yeah, but people don't hate.
He's the
T.I.
And
coolest
50
guy on the
Cent's still
internet.
relevant. Like he still
Yeah.
comes, he's still being petty and like he's still relevant today.
But that's why
culture.
I think T.I. doesn't get either. Like, people aren't going to care that he's dropping diss tracks.
Exactly.
Right?
I didn't even know it was a diss track.
And imagine like this shit happens like the way that old school like you would deal with it. You jump in the booth, you have a beat, you
Yeah.
write some lyrics
Put
up,
it on
right?
wax.
Yeah, and then you're gonna fucking put that shit out, right?
Yeah.
50's gonna drop one meme. Same reaction.
Yeah.
That's it.
Right,
Better
like-
reaction.
Picture
Yeah.
that he put on Instagram was this unflattering picture of T.I.'s
Yeah,
wife.
Yeah.
Is there a flattering picture of her there?
Oh, that's pretty mean. You know?
But like, I feel like that was like so uncalled for. That's not
No,
really even
if you-
He
about
also
I
made
agree.
fun of Beyonce's mom, right?
He did.
She tried to weigh in. And then
Yeah,
he
she
said
tried to
something
weigh in
about-
and he
what
said
did
something
say
about her. I can't remember. I
It
just
was
saw the
mean.
polls. I was like, 50's wild. you know?
Yeah.
No, that's
50s
what I said. You're playing with fire, man. Don't come for 50 Cent.
But you know, in response to that
But he
T.I.'s
never stops.
wife picture,
Yeah.
T.I.'s son made this Instagram story at 50 saying, go dig up your mama or something.
My
Like
gosh.
you're like basically saying your mom's dead, so don't talk about my mom. And he got like really mad.
Yeah, I mean, 50's not gonna care about that shit. That doesn't like he has
doesn't
thicker
faze
skin.
him at
Like, he doesn't
all.
give a. He
He's
probably
like
just
Tiny
laugh.
Who.
Yeah, even like the kid. Like it's like he's like pretty good at rage baiting. That's all this is,
For sure.
Very good.
right? And then people react,
And
and
he loves
just goes.
it.
He just goes here.
I
gets
see
a
so
kick
many
out of
memes
it.
of
He
him
gets a
just like
kick out of it.
laughing or like eating popcorn and just being so happy.
If you've ever argued with somebody who's good at rage baiting, you're just like, oh,
He got
and they just keep doing it. And they're like, why you mad? Why you mad? Why you mad?
Don't
Come
be
on.
mad, man.
I
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know.
It's a joke.
Oh, I didn't know you love LeBron that much, right? Like what? Oh, what? Jordan's better, right? And then just start
Yeah.
that shit. Yeah, no, I agree there. But like, if you start rage baiting, sports is so easy.
Yeah.
The amount of arguments we've had over
So
sports
stupid,
and who the greatest of all time is in this sport versus that sport versus heated arguments.
versus the Olympics versus Team Canada.
yeah. We get petty too, bro.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's go switch up to Canada. Mark Carney took a trip to India.
He did.
Yeah. And then here's a clip of him talking about how some of it went.
My visit is the first bilateral visit by a Canadian Prime Minister in 8 years. This visit marks the end of a challenging period and, more importantly, the beginning of a new, more ambitious partnership between two confident and complementary nations. Because Canada and India are natural partners.
Halfway across the board.
That partnership begins with our people. 2 million Canadians trace their roots to India, including leaders in business, science, and government. Tens of thousands of people travel between our countries every year to visit families and friends. There's more than 1,000 Canadian companies already doing business here in India. 400,000 talented Indians study in Canada. That is double the number that study in the United States. It is 4 times the number that study in the United Kingdom. And just as Indian students come to study at Canadian universities come to India. Today it was my pleasure to join Universities Canada, representing over 20 of our top institutions, in announcing the signing of 13 new agreements for research, student exchanges, hybrid campuses, AI centers of excellence.
So this guy's whole, I feel like that pivot off of immigration is gonna go the other way now.
Right.
That's
That's
what
what
it
that
sounds like from what
sounds.
the fuck he's saying over there.
Everyone
Right.
thinking that he's gonna cut off immigration. He's just like, oh,
I saw like a statistic that there's going to be no population growth this year in Canada.
yeah.
Well, if you're gonna cut off immigration, right?
It's the only way we've ever had population growth.
Yeah,
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
So
no.
I
If
don't know.
if the birth rate in Canada is has been a declining birth rate for over a decade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and that's clearly going to happen with these double income households where absolutely nobody is at home raising the kids. Like you dump your kids off or whatever. But
Yeah.
I digress. I'm getting sidetracked there. With this, I feel like, okay, Canada, this is a hedge against the US, right? With India, it's a sanction-proof alternative to Russian oil, right? So they see what the hell is going now, especially now with this Strait of Hormuz,
Yeah.
right? And what's happening in
Middle
Iran,
East, yeah.
right? That getting bottlenecked. If you're getting
Gets even more important to
LNG
them.
and you're getting, crude oil from Canada, I think it's somewhere around 1% to 2% of our oil now goes to them or some shit like that. Before it used to be 1.2%. Now it's like 2% somewhere. I was reading somewhere along those lines. And they were basically saying they'll take in all of the oil that they can get.
Yeah.
Right. But I think the conversation he's having there is kind of almost like that the immigration thing they want to flip the immigration thing back on.
Exactly. They want to turn that tap on. They've just turned it off.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, for Carney, it seems like this is straight up economically driven, right?
Yeah.
It's more important to him, obviously diversifying, given what's going on with the states, right? And for anyone thinking that they stopped it, that's all I heard there. That's all he talked about is students and immigration, how important it is.
Yeah, that's all he was talking about.
And he even referenced he had members from the universities with him there.
Yeah.
He's like from York, Dalhousie. He's like shouting them out. He's like, that's where I'm gonna send all them to these different places.
Yeah. I mean, Dinesh Patnaik, I think his name is. He's India's High Commissioner to Canada. He was on CBC right before Carney left.
Okay.
And he was talking about essentially how India's willing to buy whatever Canada's offering in terms of like oil and stuff like that. And then this is also the same guy who said this, like I feel like a month ago, talking about immigration.
You have things which we need. We have things which you need. I mean, for example, simple examples. We have... You're a country of, you're the second largest country in the world with a 40 million population, 40 million population. You need at least about 100 million population. You need people to man many of your resources. We have the capacity, we have the intellect, we have the talent, we have the resources.
Whatever the fuck that means, right? Like this guy's like, yo, you have 40 million people, you need 40 to 60
more,
million.
right?
Yeah, he's like, we'll send you guys 40 to 60 million.
Yeah.
Like this guy knows absolutely nothing about the affordability crisis in fucking Canada, right?
Yeah.
Like we got 10 million people too many, too quick over the last decade.
Right.
And look what the fuck it did here.
Yeah.
Everything is unaffordable, right?
Yeah.
And people that are impacted a lot, like the people always talk about Canadian, citizens that live here and stuff. We're obviously impacted. Immigrants coming here, you think they can afford shit? Like what are they? Most of them, unless they're getting $200,000-$300,000 a year, these high end jobs, the high income jobs. Sorry, that's not most of them. Most of them are coming here for labor work,
For sure. Yeah.
right? And most of those people are coming here under the guise of studying and work permit. They're just coming here to work and live here, right? So this guy, he's basically saying that you need to get your population up to 100 million as quickly as possible. No, man. Canada does not want that.
Even what Carney's saying, right? He's like touting India as having so many like smart people there and the resources you can use, right? That's the idea behind it. But what ends up happening is what you're saying, right? They come here and they become labor workers. You're not getting the scientists and doctors that you need. That's why there should be some type of vetting system there, right?
If there is some fast-tracked approach for just that, right? And there's certain things that you lack, which you're outsourcing, that's one thing, right?
Yeah.
But to also then basically say that your citizens aren't capable, the way that this guy was saying it almost felt condescending.
Yeah.
He's like, you guys need people that are smarter to deal with.
Like
We can figure this shit out ourselves, right?
Yeah.
You guys want to tap into this resource.
Exactly.
Even while he was there, he was like, we can call Canada a middle power. I feel bad calling India a middle power.
Yeah.
Right? Obviously, in terms of military, India's a powerhouse. Economically, sure, right?
Yeah.
You're the Prime Minister of Canada, right? You get that, right?
Yeah.
Like I understand like kowtowing. Like he went to China, kind of similar thing happened, right? And then now you go to India, you're doing a similar type of shit, right? But it seems like they've kind of shifted off their narrative of like the whole India, you know, it is a threat to Canada.
Yeah, what happened to that, right?
Yeah, it's just completely gone, right? And
right before his visit.
Yeah.
That's what they said.
Yeah, they said the threat to basically government comes out and says the India threat is over.
Yeah, he's like, they no longer believe India's linked to any of the violent crimes.
No.
When the same exact liberal government with Justin Trudeau said for years that the Bishnoi gang is, they pointed out a gang that's specifically tied to
known as
several
terrorist
crimes.
organizations in Canada. Yeah.
And then they just dismissed that. I don't think it's a coincidence he does it right before.
At a time when you're seeing extortions at like record highs here, right? Especially in our community, you see them all the time, right? You're seeing crime record high, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of people in our community are pointing to Indian involvement, right? And then there, not to mention the Sikh activist, Mohinder Singh, I think his name was. He got a duty to warn letter, like by local police, just as Carney's heading out for his trip, right? And they're basically warning him, his wife and his kids, like, there's like a threat against your life.
Even NDP leader, right?
Yeah.
Anyone that's listened to our podcast knows I'm not the biggest fan of his policies, but Jagmeet Singh in 2023 was told by the RCMP that there's a threat against his life in relation to all this.
Yeah.
And now that's just gone?
Yeah.
What happened to all that?
Yeah, so you take politics and you put it aside, right? If you're just looking at all the security threats that India has made, right? And then now you're just like, none of that shit really exists, right?
Yeah.
When the RCMP was saying that they had credible evidence, right?
Credible evidence, that's what they said.
Right? And if somebody is getting a notice sent to their house as you're fucking leaving, right? And extortions are all-time high in this country, you're now just expected to be like, oh no, they're not a threat. Just because we said that, they're not a threat.
Exactly. And it is political too when you think about it, right? There's a real risk of alienating one of your largest voter bases that you have here.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like what matters to you, values or strategic interests, right? And it seems like he's picking, but this government's choosing the latter.
No. I think what the Carney government doesn't realize is that these kind of moves, right, in the Sikh community, is going to erode any confidence or trust they have in the Liberal government.
That they've had forever.
That they've had forever.
Yeah.
Right? Because people are going to look at that and be like, listen, this is what you guys were about before, and now you're saying none of that shit matters. It would be completely different if somebody came out and they proved all these theories right or wrong, and you moved on from it. Somebody was held accountable, and things happen.
Yeah.
Sure, right? If none of that has happened, and you're just out here claiming that it's just gone just because you want to say it's gone so you can go to India and do whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, you're going to run into problems of where it's going to break trust with the large diaspora.
He said it himself, 2 million people in Canada call India or have relations back home to India.
Yeah.
A huge base.
And there's a lot of MPs that speak out against this, and they're not just conservative MPs just because they're on the other side of the aisle. There's liberal MPs as well.
For sure.
A lot of them aren't okay with what this is,
Yeah.
right? Like, you can see what he's doing, right? If you want to make a hedge against the US, right? The easiest ways to do it is China and India, and that's all he's doing. But first he went to China, and now he's going to India, right? And if you look back on when the elections were happening, from both sides, you were getting that China and India are the biggest people that interfere in our elections.
Yeah.
And then once the elections are over, like,
go to China.
You can't make this shit up.
He said himself the biggest problem is China, right?
Yeah.
And to anybody that got excited that, he's shutting off all the immigration, look what he's saying now.
And okay, I honestly, like, whenever we have the immigration talk, there are people who, like, I see that are hardworking immigrants, right? And this is nothing against them. This is about policy, right? And the amount of people that you're letting in for a system that can't sustain that many people, right?
Yeah.
And then to go and, like, first to appease a voter base, you're like, all right, we're just gonna stop it for a little while, and then you're gonna turn right around and talk about like how great India is and all the people that came from there, kind of implying that you're going to let in more from there. You have this Indian High Commission. Like, this guy knows more about Canada than fucking Canadians. We need 60 million more people here.
Where the hell would they go?
Right? Like, there's 40 million here. He's like 40 to 60 million. This would be India then.
Exactly. Yeah.
What the hell would this? What else would this be? Right? You're going to basically turn this into India. And I think for Carney, he just sees the dollars and cents. Right now, Trump administration is a problem for him. So he's like, if I move off of that, that's where, like, people who, I get the Epstein stuff, and I understand like what the Trump administration is, right, and the divisiveness that it is. But as a Canadian, there's nuance here.
Yeah,
right.
For sure,
you can't just shift away from the U.S. for China and India completely. All you're gonna do is change who controls you.
Exactly, yeah.
Right? You won't have a Donald Trump who can push a button and be like, oh yeah, you're going to do this, well, tariffs.
Yeah.
You'll have Modi or you'll have Xi.
Telling you what to do.
Yeah. Right? And if I'm going to think about it that way, I much rather, right, have trust and faith in Western democracies.
Yeah.
Like the US, right? Despite all the criticisms you can make of it, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say, for argument's sake, you don't know. The next election could be a Democratic president there.
Yeah.
Right? You don't know. The next Republican agenda might be one favorable to Canada. You don't know. But you have more trust and faith in that than you would these democracies, if you want to call them that. Right? Like, And then you're gonna if the liberal government erodes this trust completely within the Sikh community by doing things like this.
Mm-hmm.
I think as long as I think they're gonna move in the wrong direction. I think they're gonna course correct really quickly here. But now he's putting himself between a rock and a hard place.
He's doing it to himself.
He doesn't see it.
Well, he's getting pressed, right, to diversify, and he's making an economic decision. But I don't see how you get from credible evidence to no wrongdoing.
Yeah,
like you gotta.
How do you think he
bridge the
appeases?
gap
How do you
there.
think he appeases the Punjabi Sikh liberal voter base now? What do you think he says to appease?
I don't know.
We're gonna be looking into it.
Second half of the NBA season after the All-Star break. Usually the MVP race is decided at this point almost, or it's between like two people, right?
Usually like two.
It's pretty close. This year is particularly unusual.
Yeah.
Because several of the big names are at risk of being ineligible.
All these guys aren't playing, bro. Everyone's like injured all the time.
Yes, because nobody plays, right? We have a picture, right, to show. These are the top three. This just came out a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Top three right now as it stands, according to the NBA's MVP ladder. So you got Shea, Jokic, Cade Cunningham, right? The crazy part is that Shea can only miss 8 more games before being ineligible, right? That's not even the worst one. Out of the top 10, 4 of these guys that are at serious risk of being ineligible. So the top 2, if Jokic misses 1 more game, he's ineligible. Just 1.
So he's done pretty much.
Yeah. Wemby can only miss 3 more.
Yeah.
Luka 5.
Yeah.
And then by default, you kind of just like the rest of the list. You got Shea, Jokic, Cade Cunningham. And if Jokic, Wemby, and Doncic are ineligible, then by default, it's like Cade or Jaylen Brown are going to become MVPs by default.
That's pretty wild. I don't remember the last time this happened in the
And
NBA.
Ant is 9th, by the way. I don't know how the hell he's 9th.
Record. Yeah.
Probably team, right?
Yeah.
Team has something to do with it. But yeah, that's crazy. We might have an MVP by default.
I don't know if it'll happen because 8 games with a little over a month left in the season, Shea's probably going to get it.
And if he's number one, like he's going to find a way to get it.
Jokic is probably going to get knocked out because 1 game.
1 game's too much.
1 game's too
little,
and,
sorry.
And Jokic doesn't give a
yeah, he never has.
He doesn't care, bro. He doesn't give a shit. So, like, all that's going to happen, if I had to guess here, if I had to make a prediction, I don't even think it's a bold prediction. 8 games.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's a nice talking headline, but 8 games is more than enough for Shea to pull off an MVP. I think Wemby is out.
Yeah.
I think Jokic is out.
Yeah.
And I think Luka, 5 games. I don't know. Maybe that's like close.
But Luka ends up missing a lot of games too.
Yeah.
I think out of them, all 3 are gone. I think it's Shea's MVP to lose. It's
Like-
up to him if he wants to be eligible or not.
Yo, at this point, if you're Shea, wouldn't you be gunning for it then?
Might as well, yeah.
Why don't you want back-to-back MVPs? You know how crazy that is?
It's a pretty good accolade, right?
Right? And then going into the playoffs?
How do you feel about the rule in general that like they introduced 65 games? You got to play minimum.
Honestly, I think you're seeing it this year, but I think it's a good rule. I think it's a good rule for this one reason, because I feel like it keeps your stars playing. At least, especially the top players in the league.
Yeah.
They can't miss more than, 65 games they have to play,
65,
right?
yeah.
82, so that's like what, 17?
17.
Right? So 17 games is what you
Math's
can miss.
better than mine. But
Yeah.
yeah, 17.
17 games, I feel like is reasonable for somebody who's going to be MVP. It also pushes you to only miss 17 games. If you're the top player in the NBA or the top 5 players in the NBA, you should be pushing to play 65 games. If you're LeBron or something, I get it. If you're Giannis, I get it.
Yeah.
But if you're not chasing it anymore.
I mean, I like it for all those reasons you said. I completely agree with you, right?
Right.
It forces them to play.
Right.
But then it's like, will these guys just stop caring about it? Will the MVP mean less? Because they'll just value rest and longevity. Because clearly the teams do. You're telling me every time these guys sit, they're
this isn't
they're actually injured.
This isn't the fucking dunk contest, bro. They're MVPs and defensive player of the years are what shapes that accolades of like being the greatest of all time, of being the greatest point guard of all time, of being the best of this franchise, of doing this.
Yeah,
and
don't they
doing
get
that.
like lots of sponsorships because of it too?
Well, that's one thing, but like it's all like these guys are mostly driven a lot by ego,
Yeah.
right? But also by money, and also by
there's like a prize, right?
and legacy, right? Like you got to think like if you're a person who's like close to like the money, the prize doesn't matter like that, but like if you're a person who's close to being the greatest player every single year, you have to have this mindset where you think you're the greatest player ever. And if you're gonna be the next LeBron or the next person to go challenge that, you're gonna want to win multiple MVPs. That's not gonna stop.
Do a lot of people get them back to back? Is that normal?
It happens.
That happens here and there.
I think Jokic has done it.
Jokic has done it. LeBron's done it.
Yeah.
Who else has done it? Did Giannis do it?
I don't know. That's the other one I was thinking, but it does happen.
Steve Nash has done it. Like people have done it. Yeah, people get it all the time. LeBron could have got 5 straight. They just have voter fatigue.
Yeah. That's gonna end up happening here too. But
What's Shea?
It's always them two.
Jokic and Shea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's kind of. You see the OKC game the other day?
Yeah.
Jokic got pretty heated, bro.
Yeah. Might end up getting kicked out of one of these games.
Yeah.
Keeps that up.
But I don't know, man. I think MVP will always mean something. I think it's a good rule. Because I think if you take that rule away, you probably get 55 games out of these players.
I don't know. The NBA has so many problems on its hands.
Man,
hands.
I think it's cool.
Another problem they have is the dunk contest. So Matt Ishbia, you know the dunk contest is being held in Phoenix this year, right? So he's the GM of the Suns. So he was kind of proposing a little boost that might help incentivize these players next year in Phoenix to play during the dunk-off, mainly. Because I don't even think the three-point contest is a problem. But we have a clip of
the All-Star game. The league will tell you what's happening, or do you have any say in how can this be?
Oh, no, I have a say in how to make it great. You know, not the actual game part of it, like how they do East, versus West, or World versus U.S., but I have a say in how do we get great players in it, how do we make it a great event, how to make fan experience phenomenal. We're going to make it an amazing event.
Let's announce it right now what we're doing for the slam dunk contest.
Yep.
You
Let's
want to
do it. Let's do it. We can do it.
All right.
Tell me what we're doing.
You're going to put $1 million up for the winner, and then $1 million donation to a charity of their choice.
Done.
For the slam dunk winner.
Let's get the best guys in it. Let's make it awesome.
That's Pat McAfee's.
That's Pat McAfee.
Yeah, so he's the one that offered that solution. Not
exactly.
HBA.
It seems like he was just talked into it there, right? I don't think he can, because he's like, what are we doing? He's like, you're giving me $1 million here and $1 million there.
I got a clip for you.
Technically, it would violate the NBA's current collective bargaining agreement. You can't just hand out money to players.
He's like, done.
He's not allowed to do that, right?
He's like, done, I'm rich.
But the real question is what I keep getting back to, right? I think personally the NBA has like a culture problem, right? Does it even matter? I don't even think it would matter.
What?
Even if you gave the players $1 million, I still don't think it would matter.
No, $1 million is nothing to them. They don't give a shit. Maybe 10 million.
I feel like the players currently, like the NBA, the tanking, all these issues, they don't care the way they did in the 90s and the early 2000s even about representing the brand, the NBA brand, right? It seems like they're more concerned with their own brands, right? And being embarrassed of losing, it looks bad, reflects bad, oh, I won't sell my shoes and shit, right? That's all they care about, right? Their own money. I even saw a report today that Anthony Edwards could be the first $1 million a game player after he signs a Supermax.
Yeah.
So this guy's making $1 million a game. You think he's going to give a shit about
Bro, you hear those things yearly. Like you heard it with Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, the
you heard it with
Supermaxes are getting out of control.
The Supermaxes just keep going higher and higher, right? But it's not just about the money. That's one side of it, the money and like the brands and stuff like that. To players before, they were chasing this thing, right? Be it Michael Jordan, be it Magic Johnson before him, trying to be the greatest of that era. There was this fire, right?
You had to do it all to get that label.
Even LeBron's era, right? Like if you look at the eras, right? I don't think it's so much a culture problem. I think the NBA, and I don't think there's a popular opinion, but I think the NBA kind of did this to themselves with all of this parody bullshit. Like what happened with LeBron's whole era, there was Tim Duncan, there was Dirk Nowitzki, there was, even though Dirk only ran off one, but like they were in there every single year, right?
Yeah.
Then you had the whole thing with Kobe still going on. You had the whole thing with Boston standing in his way, and then the Heatles coming together, right?
Yeah.
That's LeBron's era, right?
Yeah.
And then later Steph comes, right? So you just kind of have like this, who's going to win, the top 2-3 guys is in it every single year.
Yeah.
You can't. So that keeps making these guys elevate to
And
like
they're
this.
battling for that
They're going to keep
accolades,
battling
'cause they
for
matter.
that. Yeah. But if you don't have that, like right now, like Shea is going to go grab it. Jokic doesn't give a Like, I'm not saying he doesn't.
He
Like,
doesn't really care.
He kind of cares. He kind of doesn't
Yeah.
care, right? Like if Anthony Edwards was in a better market, maybe, right, you would get these two going back and forth. I don't know.
There's a little bit too much of the like. They're too friendly and whatever it is. Like the 3-point contest, it already doesn't need fixing. Why? Because they've decided as a collective, like this one's cool, man. If you lose, nobody cares. Everyone does it.
Yeah.
Dunk contest, like yo, if you lose that one, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
That's why no one does it.
But is it embarrassing if you lose a dunk contest?
I think it's cooler if you do it. It used to be a thing, a rite of passage. You gotta do the dunk contest.
Yo, I think they should
There's
get rid
one
of the
guy
dunk
who's got
contest.
that.
Yeah.
Name's LeBron James. He
Yeah, I
ruined
mean,
it.
you could put some blame on him, but like it's also the people that followed him after that, like Zion, like he didn't pick up.
But you set the standard, right?
Yeah,
And then you're the veteran. Everyone's
Yeah.
gonna follow suit.
Yeah.
I don't know. This league is in a whirlwind of trouble. I feel.
No,
like.
I think it's fine. I think people overreact. I don't think you need a dunk contest. I don't think anyone gives a shit about All-Star Weekend. Period. And even though this year
The game was better.
Yeah, everyone was like, "Yo, they saved the game. They saved All-Star Week." To me, I'm just like, right? Like to me, it was whatever.
But
like,
Imagine you had some stars on it. Wouldn't you be so excited to watch it?
What do you mean?
The dunk off.
The dunk off?
Yeah.
All those competition ones.
Yeah. If you could get the stars to care about it, if you got them to come because you forced them to come because it was part of collective bargaining, and they're like, all right,
contract,
right,
yeah.
and they're just doing some stupid putback dunks
That's what
or
I'm saying.
windmills.
They're caring,
because
they care about their own brands. They don't give a shit about like any other league. The players come out and they represent.
Like the way that they can curve it a little bit is like you have to be an all-star to be in the dunk off.
Well, yeah.
Right, like a little bit, right? Then you'll get like the low tier athletic all stars who are like, yeah, I'm not
They're big
saying that,
names.
yeah, they'll be big, really big names,
really big names,
and they'll make it entertaining.
That's true,
right? When people are in the dunk off and people have normal fans that don't know who the hell these people are, they pull them from like the woodworks of like the G League and shit. They come.
I didn't know some of the dunkers this year.
But it doesn't. I think if they had like a one-on-one horse tournament of all-star players only,
That's
or
what I'm
some
saying.
shit, or just a one-on-one, King's
scrap it.
Court, right? Like see somebody.
KD even said that.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm down.
Yeah,
Let's go
that
one-on-one.
for
Giannis
ego.
said it too.
Yeah. Because that will also mean something. Maybe you can turn it into if you have a lot of one-on-one wins, it's part of your.
Whatever. Let's talk about a team that actually matters.
Yeah.
Max Scherzer re-signed with the Blue Jays. He's back. Mad Max. You remember him from the postseason? Pretty crazy. Remember he was yelling at Schneider on the mound and kept him on the mound. So he resigned with the Jays on a very team-friendly deal. He's getting paid $3 million for 1 year. So he can reach additional $10 million in incentives if he pitches X number of innings. From 65 all the way up to 155, you can keep getting money. I can't wait for this Jay season to start, man. This is the only competitive team we have left in Toronto. The Raptors.
Yeah.
And
Raptors playoffs are right around the corner, man.
Yeah. All the players wanted back in, except for Bo, I guess.
Yeah.
But it seemed even this guy, he wanted back in. He talked about coming out right after it ended. Everyone thought he would retire. He's like 40 something. Right after the season, he's like, I want to run it back. He's been mentioning it, right? The coolest part of this whole thing was that this letter. So we have a graphic of the letter, and it's from his daughter, right? So you can barely make out like the scribble that she wrote. But she wrote this letter last year, and it says, "Dear Blue Jays, I'm so sorry that you didn't win the World Series. I hope that you win next time. I hope my dad is back on the team. My whole family loves spending time in Toronto with our dad. We love the aquarium, CN Tower, and of course the stadium. I'm looking forward to coming back next season. Love, Max Scherzer's daughter." So she wrote that letter, and it's pretty cool, man. It's cool when someone buys in. His whole family clearly likes it. His daughter likes the aquarium. She gave Ripley's a shout out. That was pretty cool. Proven player that's already won.
I don't know
times.
how much at this point he adds a rotation or whatever.
Right. That's another point that people were saying, but like you can never have enough depth on a team. I mean, especially when it comes to pitching.
I don't want to because of the daughter's letter and shit like that, so I don't want to shit on him or anything. But I think I don't know. Okay, we'll just leave that alone. Like it's nice that he's there. He's on a team friendly deal. It's not like they've overpaid him or whatever. Right? Like, but I've seen Dylan Cease now. And what this Jays team is, I'm excited, man.
I mean, I don't think there's such a thing as too much depth.
No,
that doesn't exist, especially in baseball. It's this guy's a feasible starter. We saw him do it last season for a while. He won a huge game for us, right? And players are bound to get injured, especially pitchers.
Yeah.
Even with Bieber, they're gonna ease him back after Tommy John. I don't know. I think he's having Mad Max in your bullpen is pretty solid. I'm not mad at that.
Bro, I think Jays are, I don't know why people are writing us off. I think we're a better team than last year.
That's debatable. A lot of people feel that way.
Yeah, I think we're a better team than last year, and I think most of the core is back, and I think these guys are like a good group of guys. They care about each other, and they want it.
Even Schneider, he came out and said, he's like, the goal is to win a World Series.
Yo,
it's
you
not
can tell their attitude. Their attitude
It's
isn't down or like last year was lucky. They're like, haha, let's start this.
Yeah.
Like they're ready for it.
I love that attitude. That's what I'm used to.
Yeah.
Or what I'm actually used to is these Leafs, right? Did you see what's going on with them?
Yeah.
So the Leafs returned from the Olympic break.
Yeah.
2 weeks of rest.
Yeah.
6 points out of playoff spot, right? So let's go make that playoff push, right? That's what you would think.
6 points, yeah.
That's what you think.
Within grasp, yeah.
Right? 6 points. 2 weeks off. We only had 3 people go to the Olympics. 3 players. So the whole team is resting, ready to make the 6 points. That's 3 games you got to win. You're in the playoffs. How do they respond? They start off by losing 3 games in a row. In Tampa, back to back, they have losses.
Yeah.
I mean, this team has completely given up. They've given up.
Yeah.
The compete level's not there.
Yeah.
And they're simply giving up on plays, man. When you watch them play, they're not trying.
Yeah.
Nobody's trying to win.
Yeah.
2 straight losses. They get embarrassed by Florida.
Yeah.
And then our captain, Matthews, he just led USA to gold, right? He comes out, he's like, they need to be desperate to make these playoffs. You know, we need desperation. And then they get slapped by Ottawa the next game, right?
Yeah.
That's all that's been happening. I don't know. It seemed like even the game, the Ottawa game, if you watch it back, it seemed like it might have been competitive, but until MLSE decided to air some montage for all the Olympians, right? So they give a shout out to Ekman Larson.
Yeah.
Who else? Nylander and Matthews. The 3 Leafs in the playoffs, right? The first 2 get big standing ovations, cheers. Willie got a lot of cheers. And then Matthews gets a mixture, right? A lot of boo birds, a lot of cheering.
I don't know why the MLSE as an organization would think it's a good idea with the political landscape, with all the stupid shit going on, for them to give a tribute to Auston Matthews. You're setting up an awkward moment. You're going to chase the guy out of town. What the fuck is the point of that? Are you stupid?
What a stupid move.
It's such a stupid thing to do.
How hard is it for players to sign here, let alone re-sign multiple contracts?
Bro,
you're going to run this guy out of town. That's all you're going to do.
Listen, with the whole the Team USA thing, right? I've seen a whole bunch of people shitting on Auston Matthews for the White House visit, this, that, and the other, right? I think what people, I've seen like other people like that make it a political thing. Some people make it a Canada versus USA thing, right? When we chirp about just hockey, right? And we're just making fun of like hairlines and shit. That's just like chirping back and forth. Like we do that shit growing up. Boys do that shit with their friends all day, talking shit about your favorite teams and favorite players, right? What people started doing here is like they start talking shit about how I heard strip him of the sea, right? He's a Mexican American. How the fuck is he a captain of a Canadian team?
Yeah.
Are you retarded? Right? Like, have you not seen other leagues and sports where we have American players, right?
Yeah.
Like, look at the Toronto Raptors, right? The biggest clutch shot in history hit by an American, Kawhi Leonard, right? Our only championship and finals MVP trophy any Raptors ever gotten, American, right? Kawhi Leonard, right? The other people that we debate who the greatest Raptor of all time is, Kyle Lowry, Vince Carter, Chris Bosh, who we just talked about, DeMar DeRozan, and Kawhi Leonard, all Americans, right?
Yeah.
You look at even baseball. Now, I can go into the past and dig out a whole bunch of shit, but we can just look at this current roster, right? Our best player, Vladdy Guerrero Jr., yes, Vladdy's Canadian, right?
Yeah.
But the guy who hit that home run to even help us make the World Series, Springer, that guy's American. Right? And even then, that guy, I saw the clip of him. I'm sure you saw it circulating online when the U.S. scored the goal. He was like, during spring training. Right?
He had the jersey on.
Which you should. right? Like you're American. We're happy for Canada, right?
Yeah.
But if you throw on these jerseys and you rep our city, right?
Yeah.
And you have like Max Scherzer's daughter there talking about how great Toronto is and shit, right? Like, and you want to win for our city. You embrace the culture. You see everybody from Kyle Lowry come here and all these American players. They all come here and they go, well, Toronto's an amazing city.
Yeah.
At first, they don't want to come. They're thinking high taxes. They're thinking, I don't know about the culture. Now it's known. Toronto's a great city, right? But now, if you're going to try to flip this and turn this into something political, I don't know where any of these players' political ideology
Nor do
is.
I give a shit.
Nor do real sports fans don't really give a shit.
Yeah, when I'm talking, unless it's like some crazy heinous shit,
Yeah.
right? But like like you said, when we're talking about the game and what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like Matthews has embraced being in Toronto.
Yeah.
He's
For the
never
most part.
he's
For the
never
most part.
talked bad about the city.
Yeah.
He's just always gotten chat on because that's Toronto media, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, sure, your team sucks and it's okay to be frustrated, but this guy's a phenomenal talent. One of the best in the league. There's no denying that. Like, how's life without Marner? Right? This season sucks.
Yeah.
Right? And that's what you're going to do. You're talking about players wanting to come to Toronto. In other sports, it's okay. In hockey specifically, even Canadians, Gatslav was asked about it. So many players talk about it. They're like, why the hell would I play in Toronto?
Yeah.
Taxes are crazy.
Yeah.
Right? They already make much less than every other sport.
Yeah.
So what the is your goal? You're going to run this guy. What a up of a season, man. How's this season going to be remembered?
Yeah.
A giant gash on our fucking coach's forehead.
Yeah.
And what were they doing? They're shouting out our coaching challenges because we're undefeated in coaching challenges. We're really good at watching video. How do you go from Stanley Cup contender to this?
Yo, bro, it's because you think that the grass is greener always, right? But that was just me talking to the fair weather fan or the casuals. Which
That's
I
what it
consider
is.
myself
Anyone
a
making
casual,
dumb
right?
comments like that, they are fair weather fans.
Yeah, but I think at this point, everyone's a casual fair weather. I don't watch every single hockey game or every single. I don't have the time to. When you have a wife and kids and shit, you don't have the time for that shit, right? But I think when you look at Auston Matthews, right? If you want to chirp about his play and you want to be like his heart's not in it, doesn't seem like
That's
he's
fine.
gonna do
You're
it. That's
allowed
fine.
to
You're
do
allowed to, right? You're even allowed to talk about the political ideology if you want to. Most sports fans don't really give a crap.
Even that was Patel. Cash, what the f- was he doing in the locker room? You're forcing these kids. You made it political, man.
Bro,
these guys are like drunk. They are kids, majority of them. They're like 25, 22. One of them was 19 on Team Canada. Macklin Celebrini.
Yeah.
They're kids, man.
Bro, you're robbing these kids of like their fun, right? By instantly politicizing this shit, right? And these hockey players, if you look at the NFL, you look at the NBA, these guys are used to playing politics.
Yeah.
If you ever see them.
Yeah.
They know exactly what fucking side they're on. They know what to argue. You know, be on whatever side you want. But like from Kaepernick taking the knee to Super Bowl performances to
You got
LeBron
Steve Kerr
wearing,
and
you know,
stuff and endorsing
all of them.
Democrats and stuff. Yeah.
No, that happens, but they also know in terms of like cultural shifts, what side to be on, what side. These guys, these hockey guys aren't like that. They're not. Nobody ever goes, I wonder what Auston Matthews thinks about more Carney. Nobody gives a what Auston Matthews thinks about any politician.
I think
right?
they
Like,
actually don't care. They just play hockey.
yeah,
man.
these guys just play hockey. Like I even saw Brady Tkachuk, right? I'm not a fan of his because he chirps Toronto a lot, chirps Canada a lot, right? So I'm like, not really the biggest fan. But I liked the way that he handled it. There was that AI video that started circulating of him. I don't know what it was. But then they asked him about it. He's like, no, I love Ottawa. I don't want to leave Ottawa. The guy plays for a Canadian team, right?
Yeah.
The Trump administration puts out an AI video. You're putting this guy in a tough place.
You're messing with his money at that point.
Right?
Yeah.
And then I saw a reporter even trying to press him and was like, what'd you think about the women's team? Why were you laughing? I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Right? Like he was just like, it was just in the heat of the moment. Like I think the women's team should have been there, right? Like no, like
how the hell are you supposed to act? Even if I get offered to go to the
Parliament,
the White House, wherever. Right? I would probably go. That's a once in a lifetime opportunity. You're getting celebrated.
Yeah.
It's a moment, right?
Well, people have declined things in the past for various reasons, right? People have done it with the Bush administration in the States. People have done it with the Trump administration, right?
Yeah.
These hockey players they see the cultural shifts and stuff and what politics is. They don't know it like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm telling you, bro, Draymond, LeBron, Steph, these guys know. Like what to do and what not to do, right? What is socially acceptable or for where their ideology is or whatever. These guys don't know.
Yeah.
They're just gonna go there, right?
Yeah.
And like for them, like because of how divisive Trump is, that's why you get a lot of this, right? And now you're making these players, you're making problems for them, right? To me,
exactly.
Like a side of it that I kind of saw was like Auston Matthews. If he's not playing well and like the season's kind of a wrap, like maybe the Leafs should move off of it, right? Like what else? Like you move.
I mean,
it's a Berube needs to go.
Well, he's completely lost. The
I don't even know if anyone cares
no
what he
coach has
says.
ever controlled this locker room. What the hell's wrong with this team? They can't get a coach to control their locker room.
Bro, I think that core four was pretty cool to watch, and I think Leafs fans got kind of spoiled with that.
I was stupid too. I thought we'd do good this season.
I told you the grass isn't always greener.
Well,
like when Marner was
there
going.
is no grass.
There's the grass is gone with a pile of mud now. Fucking nothing left.
Okay, so we'll end with a would you rather question. So would you rather never get a haircut again or never shave again?
Oh shit.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough. You're gonna have some long ass hair.
Dude, I need to shave like daily. Like I grow way too much facial hair.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those people that can't shave.
But like then you're gonna have hair that's just
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Your beard at some point will stop growing.
Yeah, that's true.
I would go without the beard. Like I'd rather get a haircut all the time and not shave
This is
the beard.
specific to men, right?
I guess you could kind of answer it too.
Why the hell would it matter to you?
I don't shave your legs.
I don't shave anything. I'm lasered. I don't shave.
Yeah. For me, I feel like it'd have to be the
But I don't
the
even
beard.
care about haircuts that much either. I
Really?
don't know.
Don't you think your hair would grow too much?
gender specific.
Not really.
I don't know. I feel like
no shape.
I feel like the hair goes anyway, right?
That's your logic?
Yeah.
Bro, it's like, have you ever seen those old guys that have hair on the side? Right? Yours is going to be a big bald spot in the middle.
Yeah, they look like Smeagol, right?
Yeah.
Not because a beard, if you ever see, well, some people, I guess it gets like ridiculously long.
Yeah.
But most people at some point, it just
No,
stops
even
growing.
me. Like it doesn't really.
Yeah, like my dad's doesn't really grow.
You could also like
He
do
hasn't
the
shaved
thing
it
that
ever.
Yanni's
Tuck
do,
it
right?
in.
Like
Yeah.
just.
Yeah, but with Indy, like
Curl
his
and
hair comes like up to his cheek.
Yeah, I know.
So,
like
if he
I
doesn't
have to
shave-
shave my cheeks. Yeah.
Yeah, but imagine.
But like
that
this,
just
I think
sounded so gay, balls, bro.
I got this.
But
My
yeah.
my face cheeks.
But yeah, no, man. Yeah, with that, I guess we'll just end it on that note. Remember, we're not experts on anything, and neither are most people out here talking shit. You guys should always do your own research on absolutely everything. We'll catch you guys next week.
Take care, everybody.
Peace.